Joshy.
The Kraft mac and cheese.
Let's bring this full
circle.
Man.
Let's go.
Actually so hyped to listen back to the left and right.
It's gonna be good.
I really want to see how it sounds.
It's gonna be great, man.
I think it's gonna be great, bro.
It's gonna be great.
Let's do it. 3,
2, 1.
What is good, my friends? Welcome back to
the Flash Bros podcast. Those were, yeah. I was gonna say those were drums or fireworks being shot into the air.
I actually thought of fireworks, so I think that's exactly what they were.
But they haven't exploded yet.
They're drones.
Oh.
Thought they were.
So why do we have to shoot them up so fast?
Well, for the effect.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, it's still like you got to make them believe until they're like, what's
they have an
happening?
idea. And then they're.
Did I tell you when I was on like EDC the first year?
Which one?
And I saw the drones in the sky.
It was a drone show.
Literally, it was my first drone show.
Yeah.
I didn't take any drugs. I'm like,
what the fuck am I looking?
What am I? Guys?
Yeah.
Please tell me I'm not the only one seeing this in the sky, right? Yeah.
Well, they do them at like Disneyland now too.
Yeah,
I've seen videos in there.
Dude, when we went to the Dodgers game,
they
had
some drones.
They did a drone show.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, drone shows are cool. They're like
really
genuinely like some of the craziest stuff I've seen in the sky.
Yeah. Have you seen? Have you like been close to them when you're like underneath them?
Not really underneath.
Well,
I mean, obviously,
I'll around
drones,
right?
Right.
And they get loud.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the wind. Like,
my dad got one for Christmas. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. We were able to fly it around, take some videos.
So like we were walking back from the venue and we weren't really interested in the drone show.
Right.
Some people were trying to sneak down because VIP, I guess you could be like on the field.
Oh yeah.
So we're trying to do that. We're like, all right, let's dip. We're walking back and we're clearly ahead of the crowd. I started to hear like that drone sound, right?
Oh yeah.
And where we were walking was right next to the underpass of the parking lot.
Oh,
like,
wow.
And like the underpass is like literally above. You could see the entire, they almost like had like a massive, maybe 200 by 200 feet square in the parking lot.
Wow.
Like coned off. You can't park there, nothing. And there's guys with like vests making sure nothing's happening.
Wow.
But it's all controlled like in like a, it looks like a sound booth, right? So it's not like people are out with remotes and shit. It's all like calibrated and like whatever, right? The sound, it sounded like the biggest. No, bro. Like it sounded like the biggest swarm of bees, like a hive.
That's terrifying.
Terrifying.
Imagine they're like drone-sized bees just flying around.
Bruh.
Terrifying.
You ever
That's
read
kind of sick,
Book
though.
of Revelation?
Book of Revelation.
Big bees, bro.
Big bees are coming down.
Big bees are coming.
Big bees.
My man.
Yes,
Let's kick this off.
Let's kick it.
Yeah, we should probably introduce ourselves.
We probably
What's good,
should.
my friends? Welcome back to the Flash Bros podcast.
Welcome
As
on.
we said earlier,
Welcome up.
My name is Sam. I'll be captain on today's voyage with my first mate, best man, roommate, Josh and Mason.
What's up? How we doing, everybody?
Hey, it's the Star Warrior himself.
Oh, I'll take that side.
Hey.
For anyone who watched our episode on Kirby lore, you'll know just how special that title has to be.
Hey,
you know
bro.
what I mean?
You have to earn it. I'll tell you that.
What episode is that? 20?
And I'll also say Dory has earned that title.
He has for sure.
His Smash game, I don't know.
Kirby is the best Kirby I know.
What the heck? Yeah.
I literally don't know how he's that good at the game. He seriously
every
is so
game,
good.
he's like, I would say, maybe
ridiculous.
not every game. It's like every time I see Dory,
Yeah.
right? He comes back after a few months.
Right.
He pulls out new Kirby tech I've just never.
Couldn't tell you how.
No.
He said he doesn't even play.
I also love how he doesn't give a fuck. He goes so deep.
So hard.
If he
for
dies,
everything.
he doesn't care.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter.
Oh man,
dude, he's so much fun.
So good.
And he also did touch up on some of his Kirby lore, because he texted me this question. He absolutely has. While he was on the cruise, he texted me a question about the lore, and I broke it down for him.
Can we
you know
get
what I mean?
Party chat.
Party chat? Yeah.
Plug right now.
Party chat?
Yeah.
Yeah, like what he asked the question about.
Dory has inserted a question unbeknownst to him.
He had no idea.
He had no idea.
He had no clue at all.
My friends, if you are just tuning in for the first time, and if you need a refresher, Party Chat is simply whenever we get a comment or message or email or any input into the show to be read on each episode. Right. And we have a live, there's a comment section now, Joshy.
That's right.
On every Spotify episode. Yeah, I checked it out. I understand it better now. Yeah. Yes, I have to basically, it's crazy. It's not like an auto-moderated comments thing at all. And apparently they've been cooking it for years, but they wanted to make it different. Right. And I understand it now because everyone knows that comment sections of like YouTube or message boards, they can be raunchy, rough, disrespectful, especially the bigger the content is, right? Right. You have to publish and proofread every single comment yourself. Right. There's no auto moderation. Right. That's kind of crazy for a modern comment section. Absolutely. For something that just launched.
Wow. So
they said they're working on an auto moderator, but they really want to have it feel like curated. Right. And small scale. Right. Like not everything just gets published. Like, it's handpicked every time, So if we end up getting like, I don't know, 200 comments. Right. Either I'm going to be sitting there clicking publish or I'll hand select a certain amount.
I completely am with that. I don't think with our size right now, it probably shouldn't be too much.
Oh, no. This is just like kind of looking just explaining what it is. Yeah. Looking at now and looking at later. Yes. Yeah. If that ever gets there. But hypothetically, I think it just has potential. It's cool. Right. And people can say whatever they want.
I think that's a great idea. I think because I would love to hear what the people want to say, not just what we have to talk about. I agree. You know what I mean? Because I think the other people's what the beautiful viewers or listeners deserve is their voice. Yes. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Not just what our voice is, because it's supposed to be a conversation. Am I wrong?
No.
Or am I right, Sam?
Joshy, that's exactly what...
To tell me.
Okay, I got his... I'll be real.
I caught his question here, by the way.
Thank you.
So I want to see what you remember real quick. I'm going to have him ask. I'm going to have you answer what you might be able to...
I'm going to preface right now. I bombed the class trial.
That is true. Trivia, the week later. Episode. That's right. The week later. Which it's been much more than a week.
And which I explained that I'm a very hands-on learner.
Yes.
So I would definitely retain this by playing the games. But,
absolutely.
It's there's a lot of concepts in there that are legitimately. I'm already like, oh fuck, supernova.
So there's. There's quite a bit. So this one, it's a yes or no because he knows a lot of his lore, but he was just almost double checking. I want to hear what you have to say.
Okay.
He said so. It's not technically confirmed that Meta Knight or Galactonite were Kirby's before, right? We just know Kirby's and Zero's come from Void Termina. There you go. Nice. So he's asking right. He said we just know Kirby's and Zero's come from Void Terminus, right? So what's your answer to that, to Dorian's question about the Kirby lore, which you spent a whole episode learning about? Deep diving, I would call it, right?
Yeah, I still don't know, okay, I think my understanding really is Kirby could become a Meta Knight, but Kirby is so much younger, and Kirby is unique. So... And we don't know enough of Meta Knight specifically, his back lore, to know if he really was just like Kirby, or if his lore made him who he is. Because he also acts in such there's a word I'm looking for. Mysterious. There's a mystery to him. Yeah, but it's purposeful. This guy does nothing on accident, right? Like he's very intentional. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. He's just a very intentional, mysterious figure.
Figure for sure.
Among the Kirby's race,
especially especially in Popstar, for those characters are usually, less mysterious than he is. You know what I mean? Kind of a little more.
This dude is like bounty hunter,
yeah,
anti-hero type beat.
Right. So the question would be, is that what Kirby will become? I mean, obviously he might not be as mysterious, or is that an adult version of what Kirby is to become?
To be completely honest with you, I don't even know if there is a canonical answer to this, because do we know how old Meta Knight is?
We technically don't. But
I have another question then. Do we know
Yes.
what the lifespan is of these beings?
We don't. We really don't, technically.
How could you actually say Meta Knight would be an adult? Because we don't have a definition.
We do know
of when that adulthood starts and ends, and we don't even have Meta Knight's like the only real example, and Galactonite, of the race that Kirby is anyway.
Right, Galactonite and Morpho Knight.
Morpho Knight.
Where's Morpho Knight from again? He he's a pretty complicated character to talk about, because he's technically been in this like
what game is he from?
He's from a lot of them now.
Okay.
But I think he first showed up in maybe Triple Deluxe, I think was when he first showed up. Because in Triple Deluxe there's a whole scene where or no, maybe it's not Triple Deluxe. Maybe it's,
I am not gonna lie, Josh. I don't know if I've ever seen Morpho Knight.
Are you serious?
I think this is my first time ever seeing this.
Really? I thought I showed you a picture. No. But he also goes with the trend that's really cool of Star Warriors, or at least what we can assume are Star Warriors, all having a different style of wings. And that kind of being catered to each character having their own kind of abilities and power. Yeah. So the question, like, obviously, Meta Knight has like those bat-like wings. Galactonite has angel wings, right? Morpho Knight has these butterfly wings. Speaking of the fairies from Seven Deadly, he's got those like butterfly wings. Yeah.
Especially with how he almost has like an evil demeanor.
Yeah.
Like a little more evil than Meta Knight.
He's got a lot more that he's cooking in the story than we know so far.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but we don't even, we don't know. Maybe Kirby
because even the theme of
older.
All of the Fairy Kings, there's darkness, immense darkness that they bear.
Oh, yeah.
On like, it. Sometimes they're the only one to bear the darkness, like on behalf of the race. The race, right? Yeah, absolutely. And the forest.
Sure, and the forest and the tree. I agree.
All of them. We've seen that.
You're so right.
I'm about to see number 2. But anyways, back to Kirby. That's kind of my answer. I feel like okay, like I guess if I was to try to appease a subreddit answer, amongst the fans, okay,
sure.
I would probably say like yes, like Meta Knight, Morpho Knight,
right.
That's like basically what Kirby will
become,
age and mature into as an adult or whatever that looks like. And will he be exactly like them? Probably not. But based on those themes, he'll have his own wing style.
Yeah.
Right? He'll have his own sword.
Look at this is a cool fan art of like Kirby when he gets older. Star Knight. Come on, that could be tough.
So I actually think that is completely plausible,
dude. I think it absolutely is too.
Especially because
Star Knight and Gooey grows up to be like.
Gooey pulls.
He looks like a
Greninja.
Or what's his name? The Dark Matter. He looks like Dark Matter from the first game.
He does actually a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking like underneath the mask, like the tongue, it's like
straight
up Greninja vibes.
Some crazy.
Excuse me.
I love it.
I also don't think this may be just like a little, video games can be funny with canon stuff.
Yeah.
You can kind of like make assumptions based on gameplay. And
yeah.
it's not really like lore.
Right.
Specifically.
Absolutely.
Or like something that it's saying. But
sure.
When I was playing Nightmare in Dreamland, you get the sword ability,
right?
Okay,
right,
and then you get Meta Knight. It is the exact same ability,
right?
There's no extra thing. Meta Knight just has extra shit, like in the air specifically, and with his wings, but it's the same sword.
Yeah,
it's the same movement, it's the same attacks.
Right?
Could that imply that okay, even though maybe Kirby's unique. maybe Kirby can take on something that is completely different. Maybe still get the wings. I really think there is 100% chance he's getting his own unique wings.
Oh, absolutely.
And he'll be that size.
Yeah.
And he'll be, if he's a warrior, he'll have armor. But maybe he gets his own weapon or whatever that is.
Maybe he
keeps the copy ability.
Has the copy ability.
Maybe that's a Kirby
new kind of thing. I always love thinking about that because it also would deem that theoretically Kirby would be the strongest Star Warrior. Because
I also think that matches the theme of JoJo and it matches the theme of Persona. Like it's a recurring theme.
Yeah.
Or even Xenoblade, bro.
Sure.
Like Rex.
Yeah.
The master driver.
Master driver.
This idea of like this person who can do it all, right? I do like that idea for Kirby.
Yeah.
Probably the best.
It's pretty cool.
But I want to say that fan art with the sword is, that'd be cool too.
That would also be pretty sick. I am all about, I'm all about the idea that the Star Warriors and Void Termina and Zeros are all kind of almost like a cosmic being that is kind of above our comprehension. Sakurai loves angel imagery. You see it all the time in Kirby. The characters you fight, the main bosses always have like a big eye with angel wings and like that kind of like style. 02 when he comes back has a literal halo and has wings that go out to the side and has a giant eye. So, and I was gonna say once again, Sakurai loves his angel, and even before that, the villain in what's his face in Subspace Emissary was Taboo. Who literally looks like an angel who has those big traditional. It's not traditional, but you know the shape of a man with the angel wings.
Yeah.
And
really
that being the perpetrator
the last
of
boss
everything.
of 64.
What was that one?
It was like if I remember right.
Yeah.
I remember what he looks like. I think his name's Zero. Is it Zero? He's the big. He starts out. It's a black room, and he's like a big like. Almost like eyes everywhere.
Is it like?
And it's like a big like weird like polygonal like sphere.
Interesting.
Right?
I'm looking.
Yeah, and it has like an eye form that comes out and shit. It's a crazy fight. It's a lot of fun.
That sounds awesome. Master Hand was in it too, wasn't he?
Whoa, was he? Oh, maybe just to like drop someone off and pick him up.
Maybe that was it.
Yeah, just like in
Did he show up in Melee though?
Master Hand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What boss are you thinking of? I'm trying to find the one.
The last boss of 64? Oh, I meant Kirby 64.
Oh, yeah, that's 02.
It's 0.
Yeah. It's 02. Sorry, you said Smash. I literally was like,
oh, no.
Remember that guy.
Oh, it's
yeah,
0. Sakurai.
02.
But, he designed that too, right? Because that's Sora, right? Yeah. No, we're on the same page.
We are.
We're like same but different pages.
Same but different pages, but that's close enough, right?
Yeah, I'm there.
That's right.
So I'm with you.
That's right.
And like,
so yeah, that was 02.
The designs are very unique.
They're crazy. They absolutely are.
Master Hand is such a crazy idea too.
I love Master Hand.
What the hell?
It's so cool. It's also in the new one. Isn't it the first time you get to play as Master Hand?
Yes.
In World of
like
Light.
In a non-hack.
Yeah. But like you literally had like a whole moveset as Master Hand.
Dude, yes. Yeah. Actually, I'm not even gonna like. I'll be straight up.
Because you free Master Hand, remember?
I beat this game for the first time on an airplane. Okay. Like the same because it came out like what, November?
I think so.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so by the time Christmas came around, I'm flying home or whatever. I remember being in the airplane and going through that part, playing as Master Hand, and I literally like I'm alone, and I'm like noise canceling headphones on, jaw drops.
Yeah.
The airplane's asleep, and I'm literally like, dude, this lean back feeling. Wow, this game is actually made for me.
Literally insane.
Did you feel that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I felt that during even halfway through World of Light, where you realize there's a whole nother world and dimension.
Gosh.
That
it actually happens
my
multiple
mind.
times.
It does happen multiple times,
right.
but I literally like the first time of just like I cleared everything. I remember getting all the spirits off, and then I was ready to face Galeem, and fucking Darkon shows up. I literally was like,
dude,
what?
Yes.
This is crazy.
And I already thought the map was like...
was huge.
It was huge,
it was,
right? Like, it was
huge.
At least decent.
It was
I felt
extremely...
satisfied.
I would have been
And it was like, yo.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, again.
Crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone knows I'm a huge fan of the story mode. I've played it 3 times. 100%ed it twice. New Game Plus it.
He's on his 3rd run.
I am on my 3rd run, yeah. 86% done. I just need to finish it.
I remember being stuck at 99 for like a solid 2 weeks.
99?
Could not.
Oh, it's because you have to...
final spirit.
Because, was that it? Or you didn't get the bad ending? Because you do have to... Yeah, you do have to get the good end... Or the bad ending.
I got the bad ending.
There's 2 bad endings, I think. If you only fight Darkon or Galeem, either the world is absorbed by light... or the world is taken over by darkness.
Yeah, no, there's 3
But if you
endings.
fight them together,
right,
you free the...
You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
because it's individual and then the combined. But no, dude. Do you remember how complex the pathing gets when you're like in the depth of the game, right? At the very end?
Yes.
So you like, for example, press like down and you're sitting there, you're watching the cool animations in the world, but you're sitting there for a fat minute.
Absolutely.
Waiting literally for it to like get to the next part, right?
Yeah.
So I checked, I could not find the last spirit, bro. I checked everywhere. Bro, it was hidden in the first world. I think. Maybe the small expansion of... There's like this pit that goes like down. Do you remember that on the left side of the map?
It's the brown one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I do.
Yeah. There was like 2 that were like right next to each other at the depth of the pit. Just completely missed them.
Yeah. So funny. It's so funny. You can I'm pretty sure if you zoom out though, can't you see markers or just like some kind of indicator?
Dude, I don't know if there was any updates because this was like, probably even before the first update. I'm guessing.
Could have been.
It was right after the game came out.
Yeah.
I remember there was like a zoom out feature and you could like... I think what you could do is like you couldn't look at the whole map. You could zoom out from where you were. You could zoom around.
That's what it was.
Right?
Yeah.
In like an area around your character.
Yeah.
But you couldn't see everything.
You couldn't see everything.
And then you could zoom to specific parts. So you could zoom to where Galeem was chilling and you could look up there.
Right.
But you couldn't see like the whole map.
Right.
You could see the whole map on a stretched out view, but it didn't show any icons.
Right.
So you had to literally run around and find these bitches.
Yeah, it's so fast.
Maybe they updated it though?
No, they didn't. Okay. I now that I think about it, I
don't know you had the patience for that because, maybe you're just being thorough.
I think I was just thorough through the whole game. Like, I made sure, because there is an indicator that you're missing a spirit from an area, and I don't remember
You're
how.
right.
That's what it is.
Absolutely right.
I really don't remember how, though. Maybe there's, like, an exclamation point. But there's ways to know if you've gotten all the spirits, and I just didn't move on until I got them all.
Yeah, I think we've exhausted.
Yeah, we absolutely have. We absolutely have.
To be completely honest with you, Joshy. So
we could talk for
hours. You know what? We could talk for hours.
That's
exactly what we're going to be doing here, brother. Man. So I'll be real. I don't know if you remember, but in pre-game, I said, remind me
about something.
Yes,
I forgot.
Well, it was going to be
I locked it in.
Subject for how we are going to be starting. I was alluding to you earlier, Joshy, about testing the waters with some things during our wrap. We only have a couple episodes left before the end of season 3.
Season 4 starts.
That's right, baby. Yep. Which
excited.
Did we already announce? I don't think so.
I don't think we did.
So let me look at my map. My calendar, right quick. So, guys, it is the 13th today.
That's right.
That we're recording.
That's right.
This episode will drop, hopefully, on the 18th. We actually are trying a new recording setup today. We were gonna do 2 microphones, but actually we're trying something different first with the same mic we've been using. But it will not be long. We'll get the 2 mic setup going here. Hopefully by the beginning of season 4. And season 4, Joshy, will begin September 3rd and be dropping on the 8th.
Wow.
Yep.
That's incredible. Did everyone hear that out there?
Yeah.
Say it one more time.
Okay. I'll say
for
it
everyone
one more time.
who missed it.
We will be recording on the 27th.
Okay, 27th.
That will be the season finale of season 3. Okay,
man.
So that's what, 2 weeks out from today.
Season 3 came and went.
We will be dropping on September 1st because we're going to be going on recording dates, not drop dates, right? We're going to be recording the first episode, the premiere of season 4, September 3rd. Okay, first Tuesday of the month. It'll be dropping on the 8th, which will be Saturday. You do not want to miss out. We are going to be kind of revving up. Nothing but surprises for you, Joshy.
Hell yes.
That's all I want to say about it.
That's my favorite things.
What I was going to do, and what the reminder was Pop Topic.
Ooh.
It's how we're going to start every
I love
episode.
me some
Bringing it back, bro. Yeah. And kind of in a way that's different than really the entire essence of Pregame is Rendezvous.
That's true.
So
that's Rendezvous.
Yeah. I feel like a pop topic to start off each episode is exactly what needs to be done.
I am 100% with it, buddy.
We also were supposed to play Smash before we even hit record. That's something I wanted to bring to the table as well. So our next break, we'll smack that up.
We absolutely
maybe even when Gabe gets here. Is he here? Did he text you?
I haven't gotten any text from him, but I feel like he would.
Okay.
Or he might feel like he doesn't.
Well, whenever we take our next break, we'll squeeze that in. But Joshy.
Oh shit.
Oh, is he calling?
No.
Did he call?
No, it was my therapist. Somehow the thing got landed on a Thursday. Sorry, Tuesday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm totally fine.
Yeah? Okay.
But I was supposed to go in at 10 a.m. apparently. Do you want to take a break right now?
Yeah, let's do it.
You down?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're back.
Here we are.
We were chilling with Gabriel and Jason.
I was gonna say
really good friends of ours coming and visiting us this evening. And
they're waiting for us right now, actually, in a beautiful way. But they're also entertaining.
We ran 4 beautiful games of Smash. But before we did, we actually ran our Flash
Ultimate, baby.
Joshy, you were the winner today.
That is true. It was with Robin.
Versus
Villager, baby.
Yes.
That's right. I like Robin. I like Robin a lot, actually. I think if you
I appreciate her a lot.
I think if you remove the fact that she's a Fire Emblem character, she's just a fun character.
No,
like those spell books and all that. It's like such a fun mechanic because they're constantly it's switching out what you can do, and so I feel like each game is just so different.
Well, that's why. That's exactly why characters like her and for the amount of memeable and laughable Fire Emblem characters there is in Smash. There needs to be some kind of balance because it's really bad that 80% of them have the same kit.
It's so fast.
It's
80%.
80%. No, seriously.
Because it's Roy, Marth, Lucina, Chrom.
Yep.
Ike. And then Ike. Ike's pretty different.
He still has a counter for down B. He still has a sword. If
anything, he's like a hard hitter.
He's a hard hitter. He's a different kind of the same character.
Right.
Okay? Robin and Byleth, not.
Right.
So not. They show off and truly represent what the franchise is. Because the franchise really, Josh, is classes. Like, you have the main character, but like, dude, you are one character, Ike, and you have like 15 guys who you all know by name.
Yeah.
You're like taking with you on this adventure.
Which is ironic because there's only one class, it feels like, or a couple maybe in Smash,
Yeah.
So
you can relate with Xenoblade 3. For sure.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, just with classes.
Bro. Oh, yeah, like the difference.
Just like how each class, and you can kind of like build what you want.
It's almost as if they put Mio in the game, and then they made her just like Shulk, right? Or just like Pyramithra or something.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well, this doesn't make sense because, she's a dodge tank. Why would she be put in the same class?
Right.
You know what I mean?
But like that's the thing. It's like there's healers, there's magic users, there's like armored, there's cavalry, there's flyers. It goes ham, bro.
It does.
You can't truly represent Fire Emblem even with the memeable characters we have because fucking I think there's like over like 600 Fire Emblem characters. It's becoming Pokemon. It's actually ridiculous.
It makes it ironic because I feel that way about like there's all those characters and all those different classes, but it's like 80% of them share the same kit, and then it's like, okay, well, why are we doing all that? It reminds me of fucking the Zelda rep in Smash Bros, which is I like Zelda and I love Ganondorf and I love Links, but like half of them are Links. Three of them.
Three Links?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously, it's crazy.
We have Pokemon Trainer. That's 3 Pokemon in one.
Sure, in one. But also, all those Pokemon are different, too.
Yeah, and I will say, I now have newfound massive respect and appreciation for Young Link now. Right. Okay?
Because you've been playing them a lot more.
I have. And I think OG Link will always be like a special place for me. Like like he was my main. Right. But I actually really, before this game even came out, I just dreamt that Young Link would come back. Not as DLC, just like a free character.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then they showed him off, so I was so hyped for it. Right? Everyone's here. And I was really disappointed when the game came out because he wasn't
of his
that strong.
Kit, yeah.
Yeah, and it was just in retrospect that you just have to. He's like in his own class of like you almost have to be really, really quick at the game to utilize Young Link because of how fast he is.
Because he's fast.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Same thing with Zero Suit. Like,
yeah.
I probably couldn't play either of those characters like a year ago. I'd say.
Right.
Yeah. But I really enjoy them like both now.
Right.
Very rewarding and very frustrating sometimes with the lack of kill moves and precision. Right. Sometimes. You have to do a lot of work.
Yeah.
But the payoff is high.
Yeah.
So that's how I like playing.
I love that. I think it's great. I'm glad you're playing them now. Because now we have, I feel like, more found respect for the different Links, you know?
Oh, yes.
We just need someone to, like, maybe you'll start picking up more Toon Link.
Well, here's the thing. But as he also started playing him, so, like...
Toon Link?
Yeah, I can let him have it because he plays him really, really well, right? But I was fucking around with Toon Link to kind of like I really missed traditional bombs and the grapple grab. Okay, like
which are both not present with the original
new Link. Yeah. Okay, yeah, but I had both of those, and the Smash 4 Link did move just like this Link, like very similar. Right. Okay, because in Smash 4, that's when they did like that dash attack, right, which killed it. Literally crazy, bro. Maybe in Brawl they did that.
I think it was in Brawl too.
I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was in Brawl.
It was not Melee. Melee had like the like right.
Yeah.
So all these changes, I really missed like these aspects of Link, right? And Toon Link had them.
Right.
A traditional bomb.
Right.
And a grapple grab.
Right.
He also has a lot of other shit. If anything, you actually have to play him pretty campy to play him well.
Right.
And I think that's why I don't like him. Because I don't really like playing a campy game. Personally.
Yeah.
I like rushing. I like going in. I like the fast intensity.
Right.
It's why Falcon matches are my favorite. Right?
They are fun.
It's just... And that's why...
And just fast, crazy... Yeah, quick shit.
Have you ever gotten killed by a Falcon and you're like, man, that was bullshit? No, like, Falcon is, like, precise execution. Am I right?
I agree. I agree completely. I think that execution and also just, like, in your face is fun.
It is fun.
You gotta love
You have to respect a Falcon player. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I digress. Joshy, let's move on.
Please.
We have... our official first section here before we rendezvous.
Which I don't know if we've told everyone. I don't know what the main topic is.
That's right.
We might have said that in pregame, but important to be said. Because I'm
Joshy doesn't really know anything, but he is going to, we'll reveal in just a moment.
Yes.
Because it is time, Joshy.
Yeah.
For the NEWSFLASH.
NEWSFLASH. NEWSFLASH. Newsflash. Newsflash. Newsflash.
I really want some news.
The newsflash. News.
We can just draw it out as long as we want.
You know what I mean? What if we get quieter? News. Newsflash. And then that goes straight into it. Yeah, a little sizzle. I like that.
That's beautiful.
Let's go, man.
This is gonna build every time.
Absolutely.
And
it's almost a little different every time.
I know, dude. I actually really like it because now I feel good about it being like our thing. Original.
I agree.
So
original as a pill.
Original. I want everything to be as original as possible.
Agree.
Joshy, you will be taking the reins for our NEWSFLASH section.
Absolutely.
From here on out, my man.
That's right.
From episode 48. Onward, the Half-Life episode. That's crazy.
Absolutely.
Half-Lifer.
Yeah.
We mentioned that in pregame.
I don't think we mentioned it today.
Pregame is episode 24.
Yes. And what's today?
This episode is 48. So this is the Half-Life episode of pregame, and that is that's pretty cool.
It's pretty awesome,
right?
Man. Half-Life.
It's crazy. Just looking back.
I love it
in reflection.
I genuinely
24. Wow, we were saying that about the Flash Bros podcast.
Yes, we were.
Joshy,
doesn't feel like a long time.
Let's keep cruising here.
Yeah.
What do you have for us this week?
Well, I got some interesting news. I got some sad news, and then I got some just kind of hype news a little bit. So we will be going through a span of emotions here.
Okay.
So to get us started, I thought I'd give the one that I'm most passionate about, which is a brand new teaser that was dropped 2 days ago for the upcoming The One Piece anime remake that I reported on a little bit while ago.
Okay.
If you remember, so we got concept art that was released, the colors of the characters, sheets all done by Wit, and it was kind of like a cool deep dive, and we found out the director of the show, who that's going to be, and then the composer, which is going to be really exciting because it's not Toei animation anymore. And assistant director and everything, action animator, everyone, and what they worked on before, which some of these you will be extremely excited about. But some of these I know are good. But I thought I would name just a couple. So the director is Masashi Koizuka. Koizuka, I'm so sorry. He was the director of the first 3 seasons of Attack on Titan. And I love how tight those episodes are, especially season 2. That is some of the best pacing, while also feeling like it takes the time where it needs to. No, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
So I'm really excited about that. That's going to be awesome. The series composer is going to be Taku Kishimoto, who is he did Haikyuu and Ranking of Kings, which I've heard are extremely good soundtracks. Like Haikyuu, you know that one, right? The volleyball one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably
Netflix,
seen it around.
Right?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
I think it's on everything though. I think it's like but it is on Netflix. You've probably seen it on Netflix for sure.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I've been watching 7 Days.
Yeah, that's right. This is so fun too, being able to see this stuff, because there's an episode of Paranoia Agent that goes into the roles of each person who does anime. It's so fascinating.
Oh, okay.
So the character designer / chief animation director is there's 2 of them obviously. It's Kyoji Asaino and Takatoshi Honda, who did worked on, this is character designer and chief animation director, so they kind of overlooked all the animation. They worked on Attack on Titan and Spy Family, which are both obviously Wit Productions. And then the action animator, we got 2 of them. I'm so sorry I'm just listing things, but I think it's really exciting because you get to hear...
I'm on board.
Come on, man. This is going to be seriously
this stuff
high.
excites me.
Because think about this. This is the perfect way to get back get into One Piece. I think so. And I also think these guys have some really awesome what's the word? What's the word?
Vision?
No, I just mean like a history.
What
the fuck would that
mean? Track record?
Track record. Yeah. Some good stuff. Action animator. Ken Imuzumi and Shihyu Fukuda. So sorry for butchering that, guys. Fukuda. Worked on the My Hero for action, and My Hero has an incredible action direction, and I really, really am excited about that. We right now don't have a complete date for when it's coming out. We just know they're shooting for 2025. It looks like that's what I'm thinking. But it could take longer. Like I said, animation has its deadlines, but at the same time, if those can't be met, I don't want to rush it. I really hope they're not going to. So yeah, we'll hear more about it, but this is the most we've seen since the announcement of it, basically. So that one was extremely exciting. That's the hype one I really wanted to talk about. And then I think I might. Should I end it on a sad one? Or should I say it now?
I really don't care.
Really?
Yeah.
Not gonna bum us out.
I'm indifferent.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go to the other
Whatever
one.
you think, bro.
Or
you can leave it to chance, as I like to do.
Really?
Yeah. By the way, I think we should. I just moved the mic because we're trying this new left-right thing.
Yes, we are.
I think if you imagine that it's picking up in a straight line here, we should try to be like much here as possible. Yeah.
Perfect.
Cool. Yeah.
This one also just kind of interesting, but also I want us to take this with a grain of salt because it's all rumors. But supposedly, I'll just read what the headline is.
Okay.
GTA 6 release date appears online. Uh-oh.
No way.
Uh-oh. So that's exciting, but we'll break it down. We'll see where they found it, because come on, sometimes that stuff is easy to fake.
Yeah.
Or it can be picked up when it's like
definitely
just like an unreliable source. I'll let you know what happened, and then we'll get into it, basically.
Okay.
So basically, there was a post on Reddit. Basically, this person found on, let's see, it's the user basically shared a screenshot of GTA 6's IMDb listing, which notes the game is slated to arrive on October 27, 2025, which is very exciting. A little later in the year, I'd like to get it a little earlier than that, but that's okay. If they still need to polish it, make sure it's working, because I cannot wait for this game. This might be one of the most excited I've been for any game in a long time.
I'm going to live vicariously through you.
I know you're not a GTA fan, right? Not so much.
No, not really. Yeah,
it's gonna be so good. So in this.
I've enjoyed watching people like you or Marshall get so hyped about it.
It's exciting stuff. Like, it was kind of an event when GTA 5 dropped. You know what I mean? Like a huge they've been writing that game
that's
for years.
Is at the top of some kind of a record. Right?
It's the most sold games in the world, isn't it? Or one of the most.
It's
the highest grossing money.
That's it.
Yeah,
it's the highest grossing money in a video game. Well, that's GTA 5.
It's including online. They still are doing.
They
still have stuff coming out. They just have a new one.
It's crazy
for online. I know. Still huge. But anyway, I just thought I don't know who can adjust a video game's IMDb listing, but if it's one of those things like Wikipedia where anyone can kind of just fill out someone's thing, I don't know how IMDb works. It doesn't really mean much, does it?
What do you mean?
So obviously IMDb has to be fact checked, right?
Like as a source?
Yeah.
Like a website.
Yeah, like who updates things on IMDb?
Well, it would be the staff.
The staff on IMDb?
Well, they would at least moderate.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but are people able to just kind of upload things?
I'm not sure.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how real that might be, but it doesn't sound like a craziest idea. I feel like it would be smart, though. I don't know. October seems like a strange release date, right?
I mean,
like in the
if I'm thinking in like gaming wise, maybe even movie wise, it's kind of a good.
Is it a good year?
Place? Yeah. Because it's like people are starting to like be back into like some kind of like work season or making money. Very usually, true. Like, and especially us in this state. There's like Christmas kind of like on the horizon.
Right.
Black Friday's around the corner.
Oh yeah.
So it's like beating that. And this is like, then, coming out also right before Black Friday.
Right. Yeah.
Then
true.
You don't even have to put it on sale.
Right.
You just like market the fuck out of it on Black Friday.
True.
Right.
True stuff.
And then there's Christmas. So it's prime time.
Maybe it is.
Sales.
It might be.
But for watching stuff, I don't know. I think it's a good time.
I think so. Now that you say that, because you're totally right. I'm with it too. I just wish it would come out January. Come on.
Yeah.
Give me all year, baby.
I want to say 1,000 Year Door came out in October.
March, wasn't it? Or May?
Not the remake.
Oh.
Original,
yes. Well, anyway, just some interesting stuff. I don't know. Wait. If anyone knows like the validity of what were you about to say?
Did Odyssey come out in October?
No. You
don't think so?
Maybe it was.
WarioWare did.
WarioWare.
Last year.
Yes. One of the biggest Switch games ever made.
I still haven't played it. Yeah. The new one.
I haven't either.
Sorry, I keep interrupting.
No.
Let's continue.
Let's continue on. I kind of wanted to reach out to the people out there that are listening. If you have any knowledge on the validity of IMDb ratings,
Yeah,
leave a comment on the on anywhere, or text us if you have our numbers.
Yep.
But just let us know, because I really don't know.
And I'll probably forget.
To be honest. True.
100%.
True.
I never go to IMDb.
Right.
Yeah.
Me neither.
I don't really give two shits about them.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Last, we only have 3.
Okay.
Because that was the only things I was interested in. But this one is pretty darn sad, I'm not going to lie. And
what's going on?
Involves...
Oh, can I guess? Does it involve Pokemon?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I heard.
Oh, did you hear about this?
Like an hour before the podcast.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, man.
Well,
for those who don't know, the voice actress for Misty and Jessie from the original Indigo League.
So I didn't know she also did Jessie.
So I didn't know that either, but kind of thinking about it, it kind of sounds like it. But anyway, she passed away, unfortunately. Yeah. It died on August 10th.
Rest in peace.
Rest in power. Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, the funniest thing is that she had a pretty big impact on our childhood. You know,
huge.
You and me,
huge, man.
On watching the original. You know, I was a huge fan of the original series, especially because, I mean,
I echo. By the way, I mean, huge part.
Seriously,
of my childhood.
Her name, by the way, was Rachel Lillis.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Rachel Lillis.
Yeah, dude. I was on the Pokemon Sleep subreddit this morning, and someone posted that they got a shiny Togepi this morning.
Wow.
And it was like on Snorlax's belly, and they named it Misty. And I didn't really get it, and their post was kind of like not exactly saying it, like kind of just like
alluding,
like
to
in
it.
memory of, you know. And I'm like, oh, what the heck? Something happened? Yeah. And I was spoiled on the news.
I mean, it's one of those sad pieces where you will probably hear about it.
No, for sure.
But yeah, no, I because of this, you know, I mean, it's extremely sad. It says she passed away. She was battling breast cancer for years now, and it's pretty sad. But I did want to say that I think there's something beautiful about it. You know, I'm a religious guy, and I think you know, I think she's in a great place, to be honest with you. And she's seriously, I mean, someone who has been doing, because I'm pretty sure she's been doing that Jessie voice for years now. They haven't hired a new actress or anything. Ash is still
Jessie
the same.
went past
and
Misty, right?
Oh yeah, Misty. She's still in Sun and Moon, the Sun and Moon story. I'm pretty sure this new series, Journeys, is the first time without Ash or Team Rocket.
Oh,
so she's been.
I didn't
doing
realize
this
she
for
was
a long time.
still in it.
Absolutely.
Wow,
Jesse and James and Meowth. That's right. But the no, I thought it was worth mentioning. I hope she you know, rests in power. Seriously, there's not a lot of people that have those kind of incredible iconic voices like stuck in those original anime. Because how many old anime did you watch? Probably not a lot.
No.
Probably
I didn't watch Dragon Ball Z.
Right.
So Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh's another good one, yeah. But think about that. That's probably one of the oldest ingrained oldest ingrained voices.
It is because like you start to recognize voice actors and voice actresses, and
you do.
Pick up. You associate. It's kind of like movie actors,
right?
You associate the character you like or the voice you like with some iconography. So then when you recognize it in another piece they're doing, you're like, dude,
I've heard that voice.
Yeah,
I've heard her. I know this.
Do you know if she was in anything else that?
Actually, there's a little list. There's a little list of.
There's a little wristy.
A little wristy. Yeah. Well, it's kind of stuff that I don't think we've really heard about. But curious. Revolutionary Girl Utena. Nothing really that.
Wait, what's it called?
Oh, I know that one. Nothing we know, but to be honest, she absolutely takes.
She's an icon.
She is an icon.
Misty is an icon.
So come on.
She is an icon.
And
she is Misty. So
is Jessie. Jesse's an icon.
And Jessie
and James.
Jessie and James should be permanent video game rivals.
Yeah,
they should make an appearance every game.
They absolutely need to. So rest in peace, Rachel Lillis. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, God bless her.
God bless her
family
soul.
And friends.
Absolutely, and everybody who
I hope
close to her.
if anyone knows her personally, this is blessings in disguise.
It really is.
You know, I really think it's rich coming from somebody who's still with us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like me right now.
That's very true.
Truly, I would never wish if something happened to me that everyone would be sad forever about it.
For sure.
Maybe for a moment and feel it and like feel like what's happening.
Sure.
And this impact of sadness will impact a lot of people, which is that's something to say about her, right? But purpose, you know, and going out with that memorabilia. I mean, she probably couldn't feel more honored, I would think.
For sure.
That's the way. I think we all look up to her.
I agree, and that's how we should feel.
So it shouldn't be a sad thing.
It should not be sad. You know it's a beautiful thing.
It is. It is a beautiful thing.
And you know what? All her everything that she did in that show, you know, that's a legacy. It's left behind. You know, people still watch that OG Pokemon. That's not going anywhere. You know, they got the Indigo League on Netflix.
Yes,
and they got other seasons probably somewhere. So what a great legacy she's leaving behind.
Great legacy. Just like
rest in power.
It reminds me honestly of like Steven Hillenburg, and I really felt like I saw significance of that impact.
Yeah,
and kind of same but different.
Yeah,
you know, didn't really know what he looked like,
sure.
even what his work, what would be like as a voice actor.
Right.
But, dude, his entire vision of SpongeBob and how big SpongeBob
and
was
how
to
much
my childhood.
you were affected by him.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing to say too. Yeah, and it's who knows how you'd be as a person if you didn't have some of those things. Dude. Everything matters.
Everything.
You know.
Man.
So beautiful.
All beautiful, man.
All beautiful.
So, Joshy, let's
we can move on from
let's
from
jump
news.
Out of the news flash.
Unless you had anything you wanted to say.
No, I'm good. So I want to give you the floor a sec, see if you want to bring up anything in particular, anything you want to catch us up on, any gaming stuff.
Oh, actually, yes.
Yeah, anything for a rendezvous.
So, I wouldn't say this is catch up, but it's kind of in the realm
it's just I'm thinking along the lines of it's just open ended.
Yes.
Leaving you loose to just discuss something you want to talk about.
So I would love to talk about this. I actually really I wish I said it earlier, but no, this is perfect. So I think in between, if I'm not mistaken, I might be mistaken. In between the last episode we did, if I'm not wrong, have I talked about Paranoia Agent at all?
You have.
On the podcast?
I want to say, at least on pregame.
There's no
way.
At
least.
But when did I watch it? Because I watched it all in one day.
Just reiterate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Real.
From the top.
Joshy,
what the heck is Paranormal Agent?
Paranoia Agent,
Paranoia Agent.
That's right.
My B.
Let's see. Yeah.
I've never heard.
So, this is a show I discovered this month. I just checked my calendar. Okay. I saved a picture the day I watched it.
Which was?
It was just a picture of like a poster from it.
What day?
Oh, it was the 3rd of August. So that was a Saturday before
That was
Tuesday.
10 days ago.
Yeah. Which means we did have we must have talked about it on Cast.
We must have.
But I just don't remember going really in depth of it. I have now rewatched it already.
Yes.
So I watched it all in one day. It's probably one of my favorite shows ever made. Like, it really is. I just rewatched the first episode again with Blade. I am like so into this show. So I need to find out the name of the director because I was a huge fan of his other work.
That is so crazy.
Yeah, man. Like, here, I gotta find this. Let's see. Sorry. Ah, yes. Satoshi Kon. This guy is awesome. Seriously. Some of the craziest. Oh my gosh. Dude. No way. I think I knew this. He passed away.
No.
Yeah. This
big rip, bro.
No, seriously, huge rip. He only ever did one show, and it was Paranoia Agent. He usually does anime movies. So the animation is like an anime movie. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And I am, like, seriously hooked by it. It's the type of show like Attack on Titan where it's made to be rewatched. even after you understand everything that's happening, rewatching it will blow your mind. I just rewatched it with Robbie, and I kept being like, dude, that's insane. He's like, haven't you already seen this? I'm like, but like, come on. There's like details in here that you only see a second time around. And the whole show makes a point of it. The end is a reflection of the beginning in this incredible way that I could not have seen coming. A full circle story where rewatching it is infinitely possible. If that makes sense.
No, it does. Because I've experienced it many a times now in excellent writing. So.
Oh, yeah. And it's only 13 episodes. I watched it all in one day.
That's unreal.
That's a killable show. Come on. That's something you could
show.
You could kill that in a day. If you think about
basically killed One Piece in a day. So.
Oh, basically. But I would love to either like show it to you at some point and we could do an episode on it, because it is something you could really break down to a deep level where I've been kind of thinking of my life a little bit different since I watched it.
Okay.
And kind of in a way where, you know, things we do on a daily that we don't really think about, it brings to the forefront, which is the kind of media I really like to experience, you know, kind of going into the subconscious thoughts, the mind, paranoia, the ideas of even mass hysteria or ideas that we can get caught into, or even just wanting to escape things in our lives. It's funny because I experienced something somewhat recently to some of the events of the show where I really just kind of didn't want to face what I was doing, basically. And I'll keep it vague because I don't want to say too much about the show, because I really want you
It sounds like one of those things, too, where the less you know, the better it is.
I would for sure completely... Well, it's a mystery. Like, that's the element of...
And I love that element of things.
That's some of the best. I truly do. Some of the best, man.
Mystery is so... fascinating.
Agree. You know what I think is incredible, AOT does this really well, is letting the mystery have an answer that is so much better than you could even have thought it was, like
it has to be satisfying.
So much more. You have to be satisfied enough to be able to rewatch it and still find enjoyment.
Yes.
Because think about it, the idea of Attack on Titan is you can keep rewatching it.
Yeah.
But the truth is the mystery's gone after your first rewatch or your first watch through.
The mystery relies in the risk. Like, that's a part of the mystery, because then, you know, truly it's like AOT is an example of this. I'm sure this is too. Paranoia Agent is like, do you take the risk and then how far do you go? You know?
That's a great point. Yeah.
Because if you play it too safe, that's on the side of, no, we can't do that.
Sure.
We can't be that cryptic. We can't say this. We can't do this because they won't get it.
Right.
But if you're not afraid that they won't get it and you do it, dude, how many times even years later are we like, oh, whoa.
I can't
this
believe
is how
that.
It's literally happening with Xenoblade right now.
For sure.
Xenoblade 1, Xenosaga, as you're finding out, like in what you're actually talking about with real world shit, it's this type of stuff.
It really is.
And Xenoblade, again, is another example of that. Yeah. As a series, right?
Yeah, extremely.
I really get it. And
I'm glad you're down with the ideas.
I'm so down.
Because I haven't had an experience like this recently where I've never watched a show really in a day besides like the One Piece live action, because I was just so excited. I love One Piece so much. But 13 episodes, like usually, it took me a minute to finish Solo Leveling, and it took me a minute to finish Kaiju number 8, both 12 episoders. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But that I was hooked for the entire time, and I got home at like 4 after work, sat down, I was like, oh, let me try the first episode. Watched every single fucking episode.
That's how it always goes.
It has to be. But I just wanted to end it by saying, or even wrap up by saying, shoot, I lost my train of thought real quick.
No, it's all good. We were talking about like basically Paranoia Agent.
Yes.
And I think we should just run it on one of these podcast days.
I would love to.
But you brought it up basically just as a talking point.
Yeah, I wanted to wrap up something though. I don't remember. Oh well.
Where can you watch it?
So it's on Crunchyroll.
Okay.
It's very surprising. It's a mature rated show. And when I first tried to do it on my account, apparently I didn't have access to it.
Oh,
right? Yeah.
A child account.
A child. I was literally child-proofed. I've never seen a mature show on Crunchyroll. I watched, you can watch AOT on
That's
Crunchyroll.
not a mature show?
Nope. You completely, everyone sits down and watch it. There's some rough ones out there. Hell's Paradise. Chainsaw Man has a lot of really crazy ideas.
Chainsaw Man
Chainsaw Man
is not mature?
Nope. It's not at all. But Paranoid Agent is.
Hey, set those parental controls.
You gotta change them.
If you want to watch the show.
If you want to watch it. But yeah, if I remember, I'll fucking bring
it.
But.
Well, Joshy, I think this is perfect. Because I think we should run a quick break right now.
Okay.
And then we are going to jump to...
the main topic.
It might be.
What?
I want to keep it a mystery for you.
I'm scared.
All right, we are officially back.
I
just cracked the
damn, we should have
I should have recorded first. It was a beautiful...
Dang it, it was such a good crack. Dang, man.
You know why? It's because you accidentally dropped it. That's why.
It's true. Yeah.
So it created that pressure, and because pressure.
We did a flick trick.
Joshy he saved it with the flicky.
Yes,
the flicky. Joshy. My throat has been cleared.
Yes, it has.
We have arrived, my friend, at the main topic.
Here we are.
Today, Joshy. I don't know if you've noticed, but we're still missing some things we normally have been through by now in our episode.
What do you mean?
This is the first time we're hitting our main topic before our multi-tap. So I want to test that out this episode. I feel like I know exactly. Multi-tap is just kind of our about me.
Oh, yeah.
Our bio, if you will. An introduction to what this podcast is every episode.
Right.
Which you usually have done traditionally before the news.
Right.
So I'm putting it at a different place.
Put it behind the main topic?
That is right. But you know what I do want to do, Joshy, is insert the gold tier sponsors also in their own section. Kind of in a different order.
Shout out section.
Yes, that's right. I still want to make it heartfelt, so I don't want to rush through it right now going into the main topic. Sure. However, it will be soon to follow. So, without further ado, let's jump into the main topic today.
Yes.
Joshy.
Yes, I don't know anything about it.
Yes, exactly.
I'm very excited.
Exactly.
I'm so excited.
Today, Joshy, will be the debut of a brand new, but something we've pretty much done several times before.
Is that right?
A miniseries within the Flash Bros podcast.
I see.
Flash Classics.
Flash Classics.
Yes, sir.
Ooh.
To be honest, similar-esque to what we experienced last week.
Right.
Okay. As you went through what I would call a classic game.
I would say so.
Saga,
episode
absolutely.
1,
right?
Absolutely.
And with the subtitle of
you remember it?
Wait. Derweil Zermacht.
Yeah, Zermacht. That's it. Yeah. Zermacht.
The power to will. The will to power.
That's it. Nice, dude. You remember that whole thing.
Thank you, bro.
What a demon.
I love it. So
it's
that
such
was
a cool
the title
name,
last
isn't it?
episode. Right. I was like, it's German, right?
Yeah. Zermacht.
It's Zermacht. So, if you want to know what we're talking about, check out the last episode.
That's right. That's right.
That
is a classic.
Yeah, it is a classic.
I would say so.
I would say, though, that this is going to be just a little bit more... today's main topic will be the debut of the series, brand new series, Flash Classics.
Flash Classics.
With the opening title of Ocarina of
No
Time.
way, I called it.
That's what I'm saying at the very end of pregame.
Was that at the end of pregame or at the beginning of this episode?
Two things happened. You said classics.
Yes.
And I was like, bing, I already wrote down Flash Classics. Yeah. Then you said, Ocarina of Time. I'm like,
that was the first one I said.
What the crazy. Fuck? So you already know, Joshy?
People probably think that I know the
That's
thing
what
every
saying.
time, and I'm faking.
No,
but I'm not.
No. This is, guys. This
just
is
accidentally
genuine.
call it.
This is genuine as fuck. It's great, bro. So, it's great to me that when you think of I don't know, what would be a classic for the two of us in the Flash Bros. This title obviously comes to mind for you. So I wanted to kind of just have an open-ended discussion. on Ocarina.
I could genuinely talk about this game for hours and hours and hours.
Absolutely. I think this to me is probably was the first video game conversation piece growing up or ever, right?
Oh yeah.
So I wanted to do as I would say a little bit of return to form for when I was first what's the word? I don't know. When we were first cooking up the show.
Cooking.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I got a little bit of lore.
Okay.
All right. So I want to throw some lore out.
Sammy.
Drop a little bit of factoids.
I'm pretty sure I was dropping some Kirby lore, so you deserve to drop as much.
Hey, hell yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? And I just love like learning and stuff like that, right? Like and the behind the scenes, the what's going on, guys. If y'all haven't heard, if you haven't played, if you don't know what the Legend of Zelda is, dude. I honestly don't know why you're fully engaged in this podcast.
Dude, it's so important. It is.
It's so embedded in us.
It's embedded in our logo, too.
But then let me encourage you. Go and seek Zelda.
Agree.
Go and seek a Switch.
Agree.
Zelda is a definition of immersion in video games.
Immersion and
immersion and...
I was going to say adventure.
Absolutely.
I feel like it's like one of the biggest games I remember as a kid. Right?
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Probably the first game to really like,
dude.
It had the adventure aspect, don't get me wrong, it's like not the successor, but the predecessor?
Yeah,
yes.
predecessor.
Which was Link to the Past.
Yes, that's right.
Which is a beautiful game.
It is.
By the way.
I really like Link to the Past.
However, it almost
Did you beat Link
to the Past?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I actually beat it though for the first time on the Wii.
The virtual console. I played it on.
It was beautiful on it.
Yeah, I played it on virtual console as well as replayed it on this when it came out on Switch.
Oh really? That was your first time?
Well, yeah, I didn't beat it the first time until the later virtual console on the Switch.
Okay.
The online one, when that dropped.
Oh yeah.
That was when I first checked it out.
Well,
or first beat it.
Ocarina of Time kind of set the stage for, let me paint a picture and take us all back in time, all right? Because Ocarina of Time notoriously came out in 1998, okay?
Right.
Yeah, it came out in North America, specifically November 23rd, 1998, which was 2 days after Japan. It was actually extremely fast.
That's
they basically localized it at the exact same time, right?
2 days.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure if I remember right, I remember hearing like there used to be like a set release schedule for video games in the United States and then in Japan. So like pretty much like games, movies, these things only came out on this date.
Right.
And then I think it has changed and evolved over time, whereas movies have relatively stayed the same.
Right.
Pretty sure movies always drop on Tuesdays.
Right.
Or something like that.
It's something like that. Yeah. But it's also never mind.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Well, I don't know what day of the week that is.
Right.
But there's probably the only reason they were 2 days apart.
Yeah.
This was a global release. All right. It actually came out a full month later, the same year, in Australia / New Zealand and the UK and Ireland. So actually it had like a global release within a month.
Yeah,
for 1998, that's kind of a big deal.
A huge deal, especially a game from Japan.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I agree.
But pretty much all games besides all games of this scope were coming out of Japan.
Oh yeah.
Right? Nintendo was like really it.
Agree.
For a while before they were challenged by anybody, and PlayStation being the first to bat.
Yeah.
Really only because PlayStation and Nintendo started butting heads.
That's right.
Right?
But also,
there's Sega.
Sega, I was going to say.
Atari.
And that's Japan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sega's as well. And isn't Atari, or is it Atari American?
I think Atari is, like, German. It's something like, I'm going to look that up because I
said check that out.
I love checking it.
Okay, well, Ocarina of Time was honestly set the stage for what Breath of the Wild did for Nintendo, for the Switch, coming off the Wii U, for the experience to be had. There's never ever been something quite like it, especially if you played Breath of the Wild at its launch with where we were in
gaming. My god. Okay. Absolutely.
That is something a lot of people now can understand. So now I'm giving that analogy because in 1998 these graphics, when you look at videos of this, like, this was the feeling of Breath of the Wild in 1998.
Absolutely.
If anything, Breath of the Wild is quite literally like a modernized version of that feeling.
Yes.
Of the scope that was being taken in, right? Like, dude, Nintendo's vision of 3D models,
right?
And 3D was always the vision, but Nintendo has always been, since the beginning, trying to chase technology that doesn't exist yet.
Completely. Virtual Boy is a great example of that.
Dude, it is. And Virtual Boy was before Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, it was.
Which is crazy, man. So
3D.
This spawned truly, which also, under the head of Shigeru Miyamoto.
Baby.
Zelda as a whole being his baby, right? Along with
I don't know.
Tezuka.
I think you're thinking of someone
Takashi
Yeah. Tetsuya. Tetsuya Takahashi.
The director, I'm sorry, it's Yamada. Yoichi Yamada.
Yeah.
Yoichi Yamada is the director, I think, of all
Zelda.
And Eiji Aonuma.
Eiji Aonuma.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Aonuma, yeah. Those are the two directors of Ocarina.
The Ocarina,
right?
Yeah.
So, but the producer and supervisor was
Miyamoto. Yeah, I think Miyamoto had a lot of hands-on with Zelda 1, and then was kind of like a supervisor for the series after that, I think.
So in a way, like, maybe a little less of like hands-on. Maybe,
right.
I don't really know. Compared to like Father of Smash.
Sakurai.
Sakurai.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Masahiro Sakurai.
Sakurai.
Because that's what I'm saying is like Zelda as a whole is kind of Miyamoto's baby, right?
Yes. Yeah. Sure.
And just how he always talks about going into the woods and slashing trees. This game was that coming to life for the first time.
Like the real first Zelda experience where that's kind of that style is what so many people fell in love with and inspired a lot of other games.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, and I want to kind of really get into the meat of it with our more open-ended discussion because, again, we could talk about Ocarina unprompted for hours on end, and this would be a never-ending discussion.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the only other really tabloid and tidbit of info I want to put in here for you, Joshy, is if you didn't know already, like Famitsu.
Yeah.
Okay? Famitsu is like one of the oldest video game scoring websites.
Oh, yeah?
And I think they were a magazine before a website.
Really?
Maybe both.
But they started
in Japan.
Oh,
okay?
Wow.
Famitsu magazine. Okay?
Right.
It was most famously the first perfect 40 out of 40. Yeah, which I think is for how they did it, if I am not mistaken, is 4 different people reviewing, and they was out of 10. So you could get a maximum of 10 each, being 40. Right? The first video game ever. Also, IGN, first 10.
10, yeah. Wow, that's so cool. IGN was much later, though, weren't they?
What do you mean?
IGN, when they were released.
I think IGN actually was maybe the year before. I think they were like 97, like conceived like as a company because I think they were a sub company of Fox Entertainment Network. I'm pretty certain on the Fox aspect. Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if they were like bought out at some point.
Yeah, I have no
Fox,
idea.
right?
I have no idea. I was just curious.
But no, that's kind of how I remember actually where IGN has how long they've been around.
Yeah.
Is associating with Ocarina.
Ocarina. So they were like the year before.
Yeah, because there is a lot of like SNES games. I'm pretty sure, and especially NES games that don't have a score. Right. Because
they're too old.
Yeah.
Weren't around.
Yeah. No, for sure. So. Ocarina of Time, we could go 1,000 different directions with this game, Jesse. I also want to point out, too, that it was my, no question, favorite video game of all time for most of my life.
For your life, basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And the best Zelda game. And that has actually been challenged as I've gotten older.
Really?
Yes.
With other Zelda experiences?
Yes.
Beyond even like Breath of the Wild?
With one of them, beyond Breath of the Wild, yes.
Okay.
With one of them being Majora's Mask.
Majora's Mask is incredible.
But I almost just can't say definitively it's better because I have to respect as a factor meat in a game. Content.
Okay?
there's just
what's available.
The most satisfying amount of content in Ocarina is the like 3 spiritual stones.
Absolutely.
Like for pacing, okay?
Even
you become an adult, you have 7 spirit, wait, what are they called? Medallions?
7 medallions of the spirit. It's the spirit like the sages.
Sages.
Yeah. It's like the
There's
sages.
7, right? It's the 7 sages.
Yeah, 7 sages.
Yeah.
But it's like spiritual crystals. Or
yeah, they're called medallions.
Medallions, but the shapes.
Yeah, like spirit symbols.
Yes.
Yeah.
Besides the
to be honest,
he look like gym badges.
They do.
Yeah.
So the gym badges in Ocarina,
the 7.
It's the most satisfying amount because even
7.
I wouldn't change a damn thing about Majora's Mask now. I definitely said differently as a kid, but having 4 dungeons, just like Breath of the Wild, it's just not enough. It's not enough to satisfy, I think, the meat of a full Zelda game. I would say the same about Wind Waker and Twilight Princess.
Wind Waker has more than 3 though. More than 4.
No. That's what I'm saying. Is
you're saying like what makes it? Like
a satisfying
full experience.
Yeah.
Zelda experience. And I'm 100% with you because I also think because of how big the temples have to be, it almost makes them feel a little bloated. I would much prefer play the water temple in Majora's probably because it's way better to traverse and it's fun to swim as a Zora. But there's also I don't need to go too deep into this, but I feel like that little it's like they tried to kind of overstuff, and I think there was a lot of remembering where to go in all these dungeons, and kind of building up to something where you could just kind of waste a lot of time. Definitely. If that makes sense. Like the Goron one was definitely one where I was like, I could be fucking around or I could like not know where I'm supposed to be going. If that makes sense,
Yeah.
But that's why I would say Ocarina kind of kicks its ass because all those temples, for the most part, are pretty damn fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
and not too big.
I don't have any qualms, truly. If anything, I completely agree with a 10 out of 10 score.
I do too.
In every regard.
Didn't we give it a flash score?
We have not.
If we haven't, we should.
But we will.
What do you think it's going to be?
Josh, should we spoil already, bro?
Should we or should we wait? We can wait till we're done even talking about it.
Yeah, we can wait.
So
flash score out of 5.
So when did you play this game?
I have a fun story with my
your intro?
My intro to The Legend of Zelda as a whole.
Yeah.
Because I did grow up with a 64.
Right.
And my uncle notoriously had this game. He actually had the gold cartridge version.
Oh, yeah,
right? Yeah, and I remember commenting on it and looking at it as a kid and like being like, what the heck? Why is this gold?
Thing. Yeah.
Yeah, this is so cool. I couldn't play it though.
Yeah.
When he first had it, I just couldn't read. Yeah, like I couldn't read yet. Yeah, I was really young.
You're a kiddo.
Maybe 8. I don't know. When do you learn how to like
read?
Read.
Probably around 8, I would say. But
Maybe
I think you might have been a
7?
little younger.
Yeah.
Because when I was like
Maybe
6 and 7, I couldn't read well.
Yeah. I think I could read but not read well.
Yeah.
And if you look at Ocarina, it's a lot of text.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially at the very beginning. They're kind of explaining all this stuff.
Civil War.
To be honest, it was way over my head.
Yeah.
I did not understand what was happening.
Yeah.
I also was like growing up in a Christian home, right? So like all talks of Jesus, like there were a lot of reasons why this was like a forbidden game for me.
Really?
Why I wasn't allowed to play Zelda. Yeah.
Because magic, was
my
it?
mom, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like this idea of any kind of magic equals black magic equals ungodly. Right?
I kind of grew up in a similar spot, but not like as strict on magic because I also grew up on like Harry Potter and stuff.
Right. And Harry Potter is another example. I was not allowed.
But there was a good couple of things where they'd be like, oh no, that's like,
oh no.
Yeah, that's not it. You can't watch that.
Yeah.
So or play that.
Here or there, right? Like and even in some cases there was some things we could like Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe. It was just a classic.
Yeah.
So,
you had to be able to see it.
Right, like so whatever. So basically the story is that I wasn't allowed to play it, okay? It was on the blacklist, and I didn't really have a big blacklist. To be honest, M Games didn't interest me.
Sure.
I definitely, the only one that was confusing to me as a kid that I remember was Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Yeah.
Was looking at the cover
Absolutely.
and being like, literally, the rental store, on top of everything they do, and they literally put mature rated in big letters on
so
the
no
back
one can miss
stuff,
it,
for sure. And then these the rental store, they put almost like this caution tape looking thing over it diagonally, and it said must be adult to rent or something like that.
Dude, that's so funny because that's probably like they could probably like have like a liability of like a parent coming in and being like, I thought this was a kid's.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it says M down there
because it's also Conker. I knew him from Diddy Kong Racing.
He was in Diddy Kong Racing.
Right. So I'm like, what is this?
Such a weird decision to make.
Very,
like,
yeah. Hey, as you always say, like, what do we do as humans? We pervert everything. So eventually it's going to happen.
That's true.
Excuse me. So, I mean, even Fire Emblem, bro.
Right.
I don't know why it just reminded me of that. But
wait, what?
It changed so much. And
Fire Emblem?
Like a perversion road. And,
with the new game?
This is yes and no. Like, before that, like, with, like, a bunch of, like, Ami type stuff, like dating and marriage, and then even going beyond just incorporating it into the lore. But, like, if you remember, the biggest reason I just couldn't take the latest Fire Emblem game that seriously.
Oh, yeah, that's what you said.
It's too anime.
It's, like, way too anime.
Way too anime. It's more anime than Seven Deadly Sins. That's
or even, like, Xenoblade
crazy.
2?
Yes.
Really?
Way more.
Wow. Well, that was a complaint about Xenoblade 2 for some people.
Oh yeah.
I never saw that
because first impression.
Exactly.
Judgmentalists.
Dude, I swear to Gorsh, it's like one of those things where if you can't just get behind the idea of the style being a little different from the first game, how are you gonna get down with 3, dude?
I'll be real.
That's the whole cool
You're
part
so
of it.
right.
You know what I mean?
I wish I could truly, if I could relive a certain gaming experience, reliving my first playthrough of Xenoblade 2 and Xenoblade as a whole.
And Torna, come on, dude. That shit is so peak.
I'm kind of waiting for me to forget most of it so then I can go back and experience it fresh.
You think so?
It's already happening because I already forgot kind of how terrible the menus look in Xenoblade 2.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's probably my least favorite menu design.
Yeah, it's not the best.
Everything except for, like, the skill tree.
I like the skill tree.
And I like the blades.
I like the
there's just certain things that are weird.
What's the name? And
the lack of good map. It's the worst.
The map is horrible. That's terrible. What I'll say. I'm not a fan of it at all. What's the name of
You're just disrupting the cast at this point. Dude, what are you talking about?
The name of the freaking things that Van Damme gives you take over after, like, chapter 5. You can send your blades out.
Xenoblade 2?
Yes.
Oh.
What is that? Mercenaries. I just remember the dang name. You fucking kidding me? I'll say what's the name? Oh, great. Fuck me, right? Fucking stupid. I don't know why. I can't remember.
Anyways, yes. The Mercs.
Yes, the Mercs. That's what it was. The Mercs. I love that. I thought that was so cool.
I agree.
That was one of my favorite parts.
I looked at it as, there's a gimmick.
Yes.
Right? There's a gimmick I have to do. And then I went ham. And I maxed everything. Salvaging. Yes. I thought salvaging was dumb.
Bring us back some local snacks. You hear?
Max salvaging before, like, chapter 4, dude. Anyways,
bring us back some local snacks. You hear?
Some local snacks.
Every time you jump, it's
every
so
time, bro. It doesn't line up. Joshy, back to Ocarina.
Yes.
Okay. First of all,
yes,
I want to say that one of my favorite moments in gaming has come. There's a lot of firsts and favorites.
Oh yeah.
Embedded in Ocarina. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even need to finish the story to tell you that I basically just snuck Ocarina. And I played it as a kid. I was like 10.
You kept it from your mama?
Well, okay. Mom notoriously was like stay-at-home mom. She didn't work, okay? So I was around my mom way more than I was ever around my dad, you know? Right. And we kind of like, I didn't really like plant super hard until I, like with a group of friends or like was outside a lot. I definitely was playing my 64 a lot, then moved to Oregon, met Reese, all these things.
Right.
But I ended up... I was basically in a situation of, couldn't watch Harry Potter.
Right.
Couldn't play Ocarina.
Right.
Well, I went over to a buddy's place one time, and he had Ocarina.
No way.
See, my uncle, by the time that I could read now, was probably like 10, right?
Yeah.
And
was this a story where you got busted? No, that was Conker's. Didn't you say your mom caught you playing a game, and you like made full eye contact with her when you were at a buddy's house?
Oh,
your mom told you the kid was like bad news or something.
Oh, that wasn't a game. That was just hanging out with Brad.
Oh, yeah, was that it?
Yeah, we Shadow Buddy.
I thought
Brad.
you guys watched something.
No.
Oh, really?
No.
Damn.
Nope. But
yeah,
I did get busted for Zelda later. I actually.
Oh, really?
This is the second time it happened, because the first time it happened, I actually rented Majora's Mask when Mom was out of town. And I was really young. Like, I was probably like 7 or 8.
T? It was E, I thought, right?
It was either...
Because E
it might
didn't
be
exist
K-A.
K-A.
Remember
is
that?
What?
Kids through adults.
Through adults,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. It's basic. K-A is basically E10.
E10.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, I remember renting it when Mom was out of town, right? Because my buddies thought Zelda was cool.
Yeah.
When I was like 8 years old.
You're right.
And I definitely had nightmares from Ocarina or Majora's Mask.
Majora's.
Yeah,
oh my god.
yes,
absolutely.
dude. So I also had kind of this this fear of Zelda. Oh, maybe Mom's right. Okay?
Right.
So I played other games that. Have you ever heard of like Chameleon Twist?
Chameleon
Twist 2.
No.
Peak
was it
platforming, bro?
Stop, man.
Absolutely.
I gotta look at this.
Look up Chameleon Twist 2.
How you
Chameleon
spell
Twist
Chameleon?
1 is very, very, very dated. Chameleon?
Yeah.
Chameleon? Chameleon?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah?
Chameleon, what was the other word?
Twist 2. The first one's ugly. Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah, what do you think?
Dude,
Crazy,
this looks
right?
awesome. He looks like Sonic. Right there.
Yeah. Dude, and you move your when you like send out the tongue,
no way.
It goes a distance like Yoshi, right? Everything it hits comes back to you, but you can like move it and shit.
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah, and there's platforming. It's got bosses. That game is
too.
Mario 64 on a different level.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild, dude. Never even heard of it, by the way.
Right. So I played all these games you haven't heard of because I couldn't play Zelda.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Until I went to a buddy's place and I played pretty much I didn't. No, I think I did.
What?
I think I went through the entire beginning of Ocarina.
Like
at a buddy's place.
Like the Deku Tree?
Yeah, like starting a brand new game, seeing Ganondorf for the first time.
Oh, so you completed the Deku Tree and you went out to... Wait, no.
I completed the Deku Tree.
Yeah.
And, like, trying to figure out my buddy, it was his 64.
Right.
Two of us had never experienced this before. I'm taking the wheels because the other guy's not really a gamer, but he's in it, right?
Right.
And so have the controller, and remember Goma's on the ceiling.
Dude, yeah.
Right? And just walking around, and you can't. When's the last time you played it? Did you play the...
Played the 3DS one.
You played the 3DS
That was the last
one.
Yeah.
They made Goma a lot more, like, visually stand out, right? Like,
in the
they made it a lot darker, and they made the eye a lot brighter.
Yes.
In the original, truly, at a certain angle, you can't see. It's just kind of a sound, right? So it's like...
Yeah.
Dude, so
That's
fucking
terrifying.
creepy.
That's
and
terrifying.
so we're like waiting, and I'm still so young that I can't really comprehend like what is happening.
Yeah, like what
I'm not like
what you need to do.
Yeah, right? Like the 3D-ness of this game, you guys, was like beyond anything Mario 64 did, right? Like this had a first-person camera, and you're actually using it, right?
It's crazy.
So yeah, it has a sound. So then you're looking around, and he's like, my buddy's like, yeah, just like look around, right, and like see what's up. And I like go to look, and I see like something's moving on the ceiling, bro. And it drops down. I literally screamed. I hated spiders, bro.
Crazy.
Like I'm like, no, I can't play this. So I ended up renting this game when Reese and I became friends.
Oh yeah.
And then my mom came home. And I had one of those screaming, like, I'm a 10-year-old, but I know better than you, like, arguments with my mom.
Oh, yeah, it makes sense.
And she ended up succumbing to the Legend of Zelda and said, okay, Zelda can be okay.
Wow.
Yeah. I couldn't even give you a rhyme or reason. Maybe she just didn't want to fight that day.
Yeah.
But ever since then, Joshy, I fell in love.
Yeah.
With.
So your mom was cool with it. Was your dad also cool with it?
Actually, my dad was pretty much out of it completely.
Right.
He looked at video games in just a very within a scope. It's a video game. And if you're spending more time on games than being outside or like with friends or whatever, it's bad.
Right.
That's it.
Makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Until he went to E3 with me.
There you go.
And then his whole world was rocked upside down.
That's right. They had the whole Zelda thing there, didn't they?
No, they had
or it was Monster Hunter.
It was Monster.
That's what it was.
Yeah, you got it.
That's right, buddy.
What was your intake of?
So you know what's amazing about the placement of you and I's ages of impressionable media?
Yeah,
is the fact that Ocarina was still incredible by the time I was a kid. So it came out when? You said 98, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 98. When I started playing games was probably around 2008, 2007. I was like 7 or 8, right?
Right.
Because I was introduced through the GBA, my first ever console, and then my second ever was the GameCube. After that, I had a Wii. And those things, yeah. So I knew of Zelda through Wind Waker and even to a degree Twilight Princess when it started coming out. When did that come out? That was like
Twilight Princess?
Yeah, 2000. I don't remember. But I remember 2004 maybe. It was when the
Wii was about to come out, right?
Yeah, so I knew about Zelda and
it was 2006.
2006, really?
Maybe.
It might be. So, no, please. So my first true experience when I found out that this was the game I wanted to play better than anything, because I was a huge Zelda fan through Smash Bros, of course, because I loved Link, and I used to main Link on Melee, as much as you can on fucking Melee. As a kid, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But that's who I played all the time, him and Bowser, and I just absolutely adored it. There was this section of Brawl. You remember this I've told you about? Where you could play a game with a timer, and it had like up to 6 games. Do you remember this? Yeah. I do. They had Donkey Kong.
Because I didn't know what you were talking about.
Yeah. So they had
2006, by the way.
2006 was
Twilight Princess.
Yeah. Perfect. So that was another thing that I knew the games by. But by the time I was like a kid, I had the Wii and I was playing Brawl all the time. I did everything on Brawl with my siblings, but I didn't really play a lot of games the way my older sibling did because I was the younger kid, right? And so I just didn't really like grab the GameCube and have play sessions. I would usually be playing with my older sibling,
which is like a completely different vibe,
right?
Oh,
you're
completely.
Not like
figuring shit
it's not
out.
Your own games. No. It's not your. So I literally say all the time, I'm like, oh yeah, my older brother had that game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
For sure.
But it wasn't until I think Brawl when I started playing stuff by myself, and the one thing I did, 5 minutes of Hyrule. You could go anywhere in the game of Ocarina of Time. I was really young. I was still impressionable. Whenever Brawl first came out, 5 minutes, and I remember it was the adult section, so there were fucking zombies in the goddamn castle, and I remember being the Redeads.
Oh, the Redeads.
Redeads. I was terrified of that as a child. Yes. It was genuinely some of the... Because they scream and latch on you. I literally was like, this is insane. Terrifying. Yeah. That is literally nightmare.
The background music,
dude. Yeah.
Like it's so
terrifying. It's so terrifying.
Yeah.
Especially with those old N64 graphics, you couldn't tell it was a mask, so it looked like a hollow face. And it's just like
it's not a mask.
Yes, it is. A Redead? They're not technically zombies.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
64? They're 100%.
Technically, you're thinking of a Gibdo.
No.
Yes.
No, Redead.
Redeads are face. Clay monsters fashioned in the shape of humans. It's a mask. They're made out of clay.
Wait, what?
I promise you're thinking of Gibdos.
No, I was literally thinking of Redeads, and
no.
In the What?
They're made of clay. I mean, this is what the official Zeldapedia or whatever the fuck that was. That's how it's described.
Okay, well, have you seen that's new to me because...
Well, I learned this years ago when I was getting super into the Zelda lore. It's just a part of Redeads, is that they're like not actual humans. They're just clay monsters with masks.
That's crazy.
Yeah, isn't that wild? So some wild stuff there.
Wow.
Huh? Yeah, man.
Yeah, because this was the original...
Yeah.
polygonal design.
Yeah, man.
From Ocarina, and it doesn't look like a mask. It looks like a zombie.
No, it does look like a zombie. You're so right. You can tell with this one. I don't know what this is from.
Right?
That's
I think
mask.
that's in Brawl.
Yeah, I think it is too. But anyway, yeah. No matter what, the Redeads, they were terrifying. Still are.
Very.
Still are.
The thousand hands.
The thousand hands.
Yeah, infinite hands, something like
Which
that.
One? Bongo?
No.
Oh, he's pretty
I
creepy.
love Bongo. Yeah, very creepy.
Yeah.
No, when you're beneath the well. And
you're talking about the boss with the hands that come out of the...
Yes.
That is the scariest thing in Zelda to this day. It's like covered in blood. It has like the most disturbing face, literally nightmare fuel.
Slowly
and it
keeps you hostage.
What is that thing called?
I think it's called Thousand Arms or Thousand Hands or something like that, or Infinite Hands. It's so creepy.
It's terrifying.
It's the definition of Ocarina before Ocarina. Or I'm sorry, Majora's Mask, dude.
You said 1,000 hands?
It's gotta be. It's 1,000 hands.
The dead hand.
It's called
bro.
Dead Hand.
That's crazy.
Bro.
Horrifying, by the way.
Yeah.
Genuinely horrifying, the imagery of having a bunch of arms just coming out of the fucking floor.
Yeah, and they hold your face. You can't move. You have to mash. And he
Sure.
slowly walks up to you, slowly bends. Remember his head is like facing the ceiling, and he slowly bends it down.
He's like this, and he's covered in blood. What the heck is up with that? How did that get past the ESRB, man? How?
Miyamoto's like, it was in my dream.
I dreamed of it.
I dreamt it. It's not real.
It's not a real thing.
It's not magic, bro.
So, just to finish where I went from there was that I played that hundreds of times because I also asked
before
I ever touched the game. That was my intro to it, and it was like that field. I never played games really. Because I was the younger brother. As the younger brother, it would be party games or watching my sibling play a game, right? So the first time I really had an open world in front of me, had 5 minutes of it, was Ocarina of Time. Wow, and it incites in my memory as one of the most excited I'd ever been for a game. And I remember I asked my sibling, I was like, how do I get the full one? I bet you it was on Virtual Console. And he told me no. He told me you can't get it. And I literally was like so sad because they were like, yeah, it's on the M64, so it's not on any new consoles. I just believed my older sibling. I didn't like know how to search on the internet or anything like that.
With you.
Well, I don't know if he was fucking with me, but he definitely, I don't think he knew, or he just didn't care that much and just was like telling me whatever.
Like,
it's an older brother thing.
That's crazy. I actually showed Jack.
Yeah.
When he was probably your age,
me and Jack relate a lot with those stories actually.
Really?
So, yeah.
No, it makes sense.
Right? He's like, yeah, Sam used to play it. I used to watch Sam.
He watched me play through all of the Link to the Past.
Link to the Past.
Yeah,
nice.
We did it on a family vacation.
Nice.
And we'd be in like 2 days.
Easy.
Link
to the Past is so fun to do.
Yeah. But Ocarina.
Ocarina. So when I first played it was. Whenever it came out on 3DS was my first true time.
That was your first playthrough.
That was my first playthrough.
That's a beautiful, beautiful first playthrough.
When did it come out again?
It's a lot more modernized, I'll say.
I'll say I loved the water temple. I loved it. Whenever we're talking about switching, I never had that problem because they really mapped it perfectly.
Well, let me be real, dude. They didn't really actually change anything. They just made it more visible. They just showed you a path, and granted, they did do a quality of life buff, where you get the iron boots as a clickable item.
2011, so I was probably like 11 or 12.
11 or 12.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I want to ask you.
Yes,
something a little more specific.
Please.
Of
Yes.
all the dungeons, what's your favorite?
My favorite?
Yeah.
Okay. What's my favorite thematically, or like my favorite to go through? Fuck. That's a really good question.
Dude.
Because
I think it is best.
Yeah.
Like, that question belongs in Ocarina more than any other Zelda game.
I think
There's
totally
so
agree
much
with that.
variety.
I'll say
and you know what I'll give you? You can pick one for between the first 3 dungeons
and the other,
and then
7?
the other the adult,
6.
the child dungeons and the adult dungeons.
It still is pretty tough.
It's still tough.
I want to say Jabu Jabu, but I didn't really enjoy it as much as a kid. I got stuck a couple of times. Jabu Jabu's belly. But I love the setting. I love that you could swim around Jabu Jabu and then he just like eats you and then you're running through his like, that's such an imaginative like dungeon, right?
Yes.
I want to say that's my favorite, but I really didn't enjoy playing it so much because I didn't really understand how to use it's the boomerang, right?
Yes.
So I didn't really understand how to use it at first.
Bro.
But once I got it, I remember that boss being so much fun, right?
Yes.
It's like the one where you have to knock all the like
tentacles.
Yeah, the tentacles out.
Yeah. And after you
boss.
do that, he's free and the whole boss fight changes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I think I might have to go with that one. Just because
the child dungeon.
I think so.
Yeah.
I will say though, the song and the vibe and the music of the Forest Temple is from the child timeline or the child play.
Oh, you mean the Deku Tree?
Oh,
because you go through the Forest Temple as an adult.
As an adult, you're so right.
That's the first.
Yeah, no, no, I was gonna say Deku Tree is fun, but I feel like no, that one is really good too.
Yeah, it's like between the Deku Tree. Here's what I'll stretch it out.
Yeah.
The child dungeons are between the Great Deku Tree.
Which is the first one.
Dodongo's Cavern.
Dodongo's Cavern.
As you said, Jabu Jabu's Belly.
Yes.
We're also going to include Bottom of the Well.
Bottom of the Well
is Spirit Temple as a child. Which you have to do
to
get the gauntlets.
That's right.
And that's how Naboo gets kidnapped.
You're so right. Oh my god.
Brainwashed.
That's so crazy. Yeah, okay. I'll allow it. Dang, that Spirit Temple's good too.
Yeah.
I like that one for sure.
Yeah, and it has a boss. The boss is the metal armor. Yeah. Right? It's the girl. Oh
my gosh, dude. And so crazy.
Dude, as a kid, you're like one hit from death. Absolutely. It actually is a crazy hard dungeon.
So crazy. Yeah, that one's really fun. I think I might just stick with Jabu Jabu. I think I just really enjoyed that one and the boss the most, I think, out of all of them. But in the later timelines, in the adult part of the game,
yes,
I think the best.
It's very difficult.
What are you thinking?
I could make an argument for any of them.
I could too. I was gonna say what I am thinking of, that song of like the Buddha, 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 Buddha.
You're talking about the Forest Temple,
dude,
right?
that song is like such a vibe. The fact that it's called the Forest Temple, and it's almost like a haunted mansion.
Yeah, and it has like a flute. The music of the Forest Temple
the wolves
is unlike
in there,
any other.
I remember my mind being blown when there's big ass wolves attacking you. That one was so much fun for me. I do really like the Spirit Temple.
I also think Phantom Ganon is one of the coolest bosses.
I completely
agree. As being like a literal Phantom Ganondorf,
dude, and the
on
fit
the horse.
Too,
the fit is so hard. Mask. I wish there was a Phantom Ganon skin on Smash.
It needs to be. I don't know why there isn't.
There's one.
There's a costume in Breath of the Wild though, for Phantom Ganon.
Is there?
Have you seen it? It gives you like muscle padding too. Seriously,
that's sick.
It's so sick.
And, they have a mod for Ultimate though.
Oh hell yeah, for Ulti. That's so fire. Oh my gosh, I think it's called the Phantom Armor. Yeah, check this out. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong one. Oops. Let me see. Phantom Ganon. Here we go. Let's check it out. It's got the mask. Gives you bigger.
Oh, I'm dumb, dude. I had this for a minute.
Oh, did you?
I was running around. Yeah, it's from Amiibo, right?
Yeah, it's from Ganon's Amiibo, but it gives you Phantom Ganon's mask.
Yes.
Really
all right.
Cool.
Well,
really cool.
So what are you going with for the adult?
It's another tough one. You know what I also really like? The Fire Temple. I think that dragon what's his name?
Volvagia
is one of the coolest bosses looking wise. The way it comes out and the fucking like patterns that it moves in, mind blowing.
Unreal.
Like seriously unreal.
Yeah. And the sound it makes.
Yeah,
right?
dude.
It's like,
oh my gosh.
And
so
the music too, right? And there's
the
controversy of the fire temple.
Yes. You also, that's where you get the hammer, and you're able to use that. Yeah, Megaton hammer, dude. I loved being able to use that. Yeah. You felt so powerful as a kid, bro.
No, it's sick.
Did you ever fight with it?
Not really.
I tried.
Yeah.
And I remember
it's not really.
It's not good.
Meh.
But it's got some fun stuff. It's just
fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Changing up a little bit of the game.
Yeah. It has usability.
I
use the Megaton hammer if I don't have the big Warren sword, if I just want to have fun during that Ganon fight.
Yeah. So you could switch those really easy in the 3DS one. Like between those.
Really?
Yeah, because you could have a button on the screen, so you could literally you could switch into it, so you could use it to like smash and then switch to the sword. It's kind of fun, just kind of fun stuff.
Well,
which is pretty great.
You still haven't given me an answer.
This is such a tough question, Sam.
You've pretty much only said that
I like every single
the first two dungeons.
I like every single one.
You have to pick a favorite.
Okay,
what's a gut feeling? That's you have to go with.
Okay.
You gotta lock it in.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna lock it in. Fuck. I think I might have to go with the Spirit Temple. And I know that sounds silly. But
why is that silly?
Because I thought about it for so long and I said that one like first. But genuinely, I don't think you can beat the vibes of that shit.
You can't. Because the music is so good. As soon as you walk in, by the way, you already were here as a kid.
Yeah.
And there's a vibe when you're a kid. The vibe is everything is big.
Yeah.
You remember, right?
Absolutely.
Like the doors are big. The enemies are huge.
Yeah.
You get one shot by the boss.
True.
So now you finally show up in the future.
Yeah.
Right?
And you're big.
It's the first,
so true.
You do a future past thing for other dungeons.
Sure.
But not like this.
Not the way that
this is like, as a child, you literally saw the sage get kidnapped, right? Mm-hmm. Then you come in, bro. There's so many reasons why you're dead on, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The music, the entire theme of it's called the Spirit Temple, right?
Bro.
It feels epic. You have pots coming at you.
Yeah.
You don't know what's on your side or what's real. It's like illusions everywhere.
I agree.
You get the fucking
mirror
shield.
Yeah, the mirror shield, which I rocked for the rest of the game.
Hard.
Of course, bro. That shit looks tough as fuck.
Have to.
Especially having like a blue shield that's like the same color.
No,
rocking the mirror shield.
Wait, you mean the blue tunic?
No, I was talking about the shield.
You said blue shield.
Yeah. And then rocking the mirror shield after playing the whole game with it.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm like, yes, dude. Yeah. The outline of the mirror shield being like
red.
This like crimson red, dude.
So tough.
It's so hard.
It's literally so.
It's so hard. It's
literally so
hard. No, I completely agree. It's
you know what I mean?
It's
like
the
switching
sexiest shield
Come on.
ever, other than the Hylian shield.
Yes.
Right? That you get in any Zelda game.
You know what's so funny? I genuinely think the mirror shield continues to look extremely good throughout the whole series. Like the one in Wind Waker.
The one in Wind Waker is so tough.
It's icy. It's icy as fuck.
It is.
Yeah.
Still cannot touch the Ocarina.
Hell no.
You just can't, bro.
You really can't. You could try.
Everything about the stees of Adult Link and the stees of Ganondorf
That's right.
cannot be beaten, still aren't beaten in the original Ocarina of Time.
Absolutely.
No, it's true.
I know it.
Spirit Temple also, let me remind you, has the sickest boss fight.
Dude,
are you serious?
Literally.
It's the sage herself.
Yes.
Infused with the two witches bitches, right? They come up. Is the power of fire and ice. You have to like strategically absorb it, and the sound the mirror shield makes. It's like
Yanma and Yima.
Yanma and Yanmega.
Yanma and Yamega. But yeah,
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. But it doesn't matter.
They're returning characters actually, and it's a meme in
In Majora's Mask. Yeah. That's right, because you go down the river with them, don't you?
Yeah, the river cruise.
That's
it's
what
like the big fucking noses.
Yeah, they got the big ass noses. They're pretty important in the lore. They're the ones that raised Ganondorf. So those are like Ganondorfs. What the heck was that? Ganondorf. Ganondorf's like mothers basically, because they're Gerudo women who taught him. And also you see them they're in Tears of the Kingdom. In the flashbacks, you see young versions of them. Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom goes crazy with the lore. I don't even know what to think of it.
I still haven't beat that, bro.
You gotta play it. I still haven't beaten it either, but
I know.
Anyway,
well, I am so with the Spirit Temple being the best. So just for sake of more, I'll say that. Then I also agree. You probably picked my 2. I'm being honest.
Really? You think you'd go the same thing?
I think so.
Jabu Jabu?
I might, for mix-up sake, choose the Spirit Temple as the best child dungeon.
Oh, over the... Really?
Yeah.
Or you'd say both.
Also, I like, you chose my original 2. If I was to pick 2, that's what it would be.
But you changed.
So for sake of switching it up,
sure.
A secondary pick would be the Spirit Temple as a child.
Good.
It is a very different temple, like I said, as a child. It also is extremely hard. It's probably the hardest part of the game, to be honest.
I agree.
I do actually really love, though, the difficulty of the game throughout.
Yeah.
It has a very consistent difficulty.
I agree.
Especially
Did you get
bosses.
Stuck anywhere as a kid?
Totally.
Do you remember any spots, like, in specific?
Yeah, I got stuck hard in several places. Let me say before the sticky point, because I remember Jabu Jabu's belly was the point I was stuck the most, the longest.
Really?
Yeah,
me too,
several
dude.
parts of it, dude.
What part
it's
was
so
it?
tough.
Do you remember?
Well, yes, I do. I also want to say, though,
yes.
I have to pick.
You have to, Sam. You have to.
I have to pick.
Say it, Sam. Say it with your chest. You were on my ass. Now I'm on your ass. Do you understand me? You gotta get it going.
I have to pick for the adult dungeon, the Spirit Temple. So
again,
I have to, no, like it just is my favorite. Going through all of them mentally, just like you did. It is the best one, bro. So
which is pretty
for
incredible.
Sake of difference, because I will definitely say Ganon's Castle.
I wanted to say that too,
dude.
I literally thought about that.
We're literally there because it. I normally would never say that, especially of a Zelda game, because to be honest, it's usually the most difficult,
really tough
portion of the game. Like I would never say the best part of Twilight Princess
is the end.
The end is tough.
It sure is.
I love the feeling of beating it, but that's not my favorite part.
Remember,
of the
what was
game.
his name? What's his face?
I was gonna say Zorud.
I almost said that too. I was like Zorud.
No, it's
Zord.
Down to Zanza.
Zanza,
Stop.
Dude.
We can't look it up.
Why not?
You can't fact check. You can't fact check your own stuff.
It's your stuff.
No, I'm not asking.
You said Twilight Princess.
No, it's...
And you said, what's his name?
You said, what's his name?
No! The next line you're about to say.
You.
I am you.
Zant.
Yes,
bro.
Let's go.
We're cooking. We're cooking today.
He looked it up. Don't listen to him.
I want to say that my favorite part of being an adult is getting captured by the Gerudo.
Oh, yeah.
And doing that entire quest of, like, figuring out where these prisoners are. It's 3 of them, if I'm not mistaken.
It is 3.
It's 3, right?
It's, yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Those guys from Kakariko.
Yeah, that's right.
They're all, like, troll with their running. They look so funny in the 64 version.
Yeah. They still look funny.
Part always challenges me. I always can remember 2 of the guys, and then I'm like, where the freak is the last guy? And I'll always be there the longest, way longer than the Water Temple.
Really?
Especially with the 3DS version, the Water Temple's low-key really easy.
I agree!
Yeah, it's not...
I'm so glad I grew up on the 3D.
It's way harder on the Majora's Mask.
Oh, yeah?
Way
I completely
harder.
agree, by the way, because that shit is where I stopped playing. That was the Water Temple. Yeah, because I took too much time away. And I kept trying to pick it up, couldn't remember where I was going, and then my time is just ticking away. And I literally had to come to the realization, I'm like, I don't think I'm I'm gonna get through it. Like I think I'd have to either restart the water temple, or shit my pants.
Honestly, I might have to go with the latter.
I think I might have to.
I don't know if you have any options because it's a feat. Let me tell you. Let me tell you where I got stuck though. I got hard stuck in one place in particular, which was Ocarina, which was Jabu Jabu's belly. The first time I got stuck in this game was trying to get King Zora to move.
Oh!
I could not figure out what to do.
Yes.
He's not really telling me much.
Yeah.
What you actually had to do, if you remember, was play that mini game.
Yeah.
Right? And dive down and get the gold scale.
Get the gold scale.
You could even dive down and sneak into it without getting the scale by just diving at the right angle.
Really?
And just staying low and drifting into the cave.
What?
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, there's crazy tech. Yeah. You just bypass the game and just get them. Sometimes you get really lucky and the blue rupee. Right there. You get it, go. You're supposed to get that empty bottle, which you need the empty bottle. It's so genius, bro. The actual game design.
Yeah.
So you get this empty bottle, which has the letter to give the king to move his fat ass off the pedestal to get access to the dungeon. But you also need to feed.
Yes.
You need to feed you Jabu Jabu.
Jabu Jabu.
Okay?
King Jabu
Guess
Jabu.
where else I got stuck? Trying to figure out how to feed Jabu Jabu. What do I do?
If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Don't you have to go? There's like fish that are. It's by the not the laboratory, the lake, isn't it?
It's so.
Or is it fresh?
Don't have fish in Lake Hylia because all the fish have gone bad because she's doing experiments.
Right. That's what it is. So there is. Yeah.
There's no fish.
But
you find fish. At least the closest place for fish.
I thought you could at least see fish
at Zora's domain. You could see it in the laboratory.
In the laboratory,
inside,
that's
right?
Yeah.
But there's fish in Zora's domain.
Yes.
Like just sitting like in shallow water.
Right.
So you just run over
and then
catch
those
fish.
Boys.
Right
and then he sucks you up right like this.
It starts. It's so satisfying when it happens with the cutscene trigger and stuff. I mean, think about
kind of like humorous too. You know what I mean?
It's
like,
so funny.
There's just like this level of like,
when he
hilarity.
Moves,
Oink.
Taking
Taking
moving
literally
like
30
pixels.
seconds, and he's like, oink. And it's like locked in the cutscene.
It's like a 15-minute cutscene. You're like sitting there and you're like,
so funny.
There's no way this is real.
What's the point of this?
There's no way this is real, right? So let me ask you. I'm gonna shift.
Sure.
Let me ask you.
Ask me
if you ever got the fire arrow. I'm sorry, I misspoke. The ice arrow, Josh.
I was gonna say
you get the fire arrow as a part of. You have to.
Easy, yeah.
Yeah, you have to get the fire.
I think
and you have to get the light arrow.
Yeah, that's right.
The ice arrow is completely optional.
What do you have to do for that? I really can't remember.
After you basically become an ally with the Gerudo and they stop trying to hunt you.
Right.
After you find the three guys.
That's right.
You can enter the front gate going up the hill towards the target practice. There's a guard up there.
Right.
And he's got a mini game with the ultimate prize being the ice arrow.
Is it the shooting mini game?
No, that's up the hill.
Right.
That's like the archery and you're like on the horse and you go back and forth one round.
Yep.
It's not that. It's
underneath.
It's inside of like a like he's standing guard in front of like a doorway.
Yeah.
Right. In fact,
I think I never got to. I must have not because
did you go right past it?
I must have.
Well,
or maybe I tried it.
When you're sneaking around,
maybe I did.
He's the only guard that doesn't move. Beside, like, there's two guards that don't move.
Dude, I definitely did it. I must have gotten the ice arrow. I remember kind of doing. Yeah, I remember. But was it tough to do?
It's really tough. It's probably the hardest dungeon mechanics in the base Ocarina.
Really?
Until they did the Master Quest version.
Master Quest.
But yeah, it has like a bunch of puzzles, and they constantly require small keys, and you need basically every item in the game.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to go backtrack into this thing. Okay.
That's crazy.
And because the last item you need to be able to beat it is the gold gauntlets.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I didn't get it
at the fair in Ganon's castle.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't do it. I must have missed it.
Yeah.
Did you?
I never did it as a kid. My uncle did it, and I was like, "How?" And he said, I want you to figure it out because it's the hardest part of the game.
Holy shit.
And it is, bro.
Really?
Yeah. It's like I'll say this. You know the vibe of Ganon's Castle.
Yeah, of
right?
course.
It's like a mini, like a 1 to 2 room mini dungeons of throwbacks to what you experienced
already.
Of each dungeon.
Interesting.
Do you remember that?
Mm.
Did you ever beat Ganon's Castle?
Of
course. You beat Ocarina, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I absolutely no. Okay. Don't be worried about that.
When you get into Ganon's Castle, remember you when you have all the medallions, it creates the rainbow.
That's right, the rainbow bridge. I was gonna mention,
the pit of lava.
That's
it's
so
funny. Badass.
It's like the craziest thing ever. And also his castle from the outside is insane. Looking.
It's insane. By the way, the game has a lot of religious tones too because it invokes faith in that you have to approach. It literally you get a message from the sage saying approach Ganon's Castle. Now that you have the power of the sages.
Right.
And you're like, it's lava.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
And when you're about to walk, the cutscene happens.
That's right.
It's like it's like Xenoblade level
really
stuff.
Yeah.
Very early in gaming, right? True. It's just very kind of
I love that.
Ahead of its time.
That is
very
ahead of its time, for sure.
And a lot of hidden lore, which I'm sure you have either like heard about a little bit or stuff that like definitely started in Ocarina within the grand lore of
absolutely
all of Zelda.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, Ocarina, if you want to get into the timeline even, I mean, that shit is the reason the timeline exists. Absolutely. All of Zelda is based around that game.
Yes.
So every game that exists is a sequel to Ocarina.
Absolutely.
To a degree besides Skyward Sword.
Well, I'll say that
the other
you're...
Minish Cap.
Even if that is like strictly in a lore aspect, I'm going to say it's true. For like thematically,
that's what's so cool about it.
It's so
with
cool.
the timeline is that it's like, oh yeah, absolutely, everything's based around Ocarina.
So even though it's not the first Zelda,
yeah,
every Zelda I personally compare to Ocarina, because Ocarina is the gold standard.
It really
for an action adventure game.
It is also, I think, the pinnacle of 3D Zelda. I think it is. You know what I mean? Like I
agree.
I'm a huge fan of
Wild, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker.
Excuse me.
Even Wind Waker, I could on a day argue Wind Waker, and Wind Waker might just be my favorite.
You think so?
Yeah. I love how I feel playing Wind Waker.
Me too, man.
I love the feeling of upgrading the damn sword and finally getting it glowing. And it's like you've actually unlocked the Master Sword. Knowing where the Master Sword came from, Ocarina, right? And thinking back and being like, oh, I'm actually a nobody. I am the spiritual.
I'm the one who's gonna...
I'm the heir to the Master Sword. And I'm going to restore it to the glory of the old Link, right? It's like...
so cool.
It's so epic.
It's so cool.
The way I think I feel that way now, I definitely feel that way now after experiencing the remake.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have the same argument.
You're talking about HD, right?
Yeah, right. When they improved the sailing with the fast sail.
Oh my god.
When they made the graphics actually just look like the best Zelda ever.
It seriously is it's so funny because it's like it makes the art style pop.
Yeah.
That you would never expect shaders or upgraded like style to really make something pop that much, but it does. It makes the game one of the most beautiful looking Zeldas there is. I agree. That might be the Zelda game that I think did the best with an upgrade. And like I would never recommend playing the original over.
It's funny you say that because I agree.
Yeah.
But I could have a whole reverse conversation with Caleb about this. Oh. With his opinion being Twilight Princess. Oh. Same thing with Reese.
He's crazy about.
He's crazy about the art style.
That's a great.
And you know what? If I was to then be on the sake of on that side of things,
right.
There's a lot that I would agree with.
Yeah.
And for me, my favorite kind of, whoa, this is the evolution of Zelda, was the re-rendered Spirit Temple. Temple of Time, sorry.
Temple of
Time in Twilight Princess.
Oh, Twilight Princess.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that style and Goma and that fight in that style.
Dude,
that was like the evolution. Thinking of Ocarina in a totally different way.
Well, that was kind of what Twilight Princess started as, kind of. Do you remember like what it was originally like? They made a tech demo that was supposed to be for the GameCube, right? Kind of in a similar way that Zelda U kind of got pawned onto like
the exact same way.
It's like extremely similar because it's like you're not really gonna play Ocarina on the GameCube. I'm sorry, not Ocarina. You know what I meant. Twilight.
Well, yeah. I'll even say like there is still deep rooted within me.
Yeah.
I think that the art style of like Ocarina is iconic. Everything will be compared.
Absolutely.
But there's this crazy thing, almost like with the timelines, where Twilight Princess happens and Wind Waker happens. It's two very different renditions of what Zelda is. Breath of the Wild almost being then the meeting,
of mix in the middle,
which is crazy because they came from this and then they merged at this, right?
I agree.
So I love Wind Waker, and I see that as being the evolution. But also,
Twilight Princess.
Dude, if they made an even more modernized HD version of this adult Link.
Yes, that style too.
I am so fucking on 100% board with that, dude.
I also
like
think
mature.
I like the mature tone because it's not just in the art style, it's in the thematic way that they visually set up. The what was it? The nightmare sequence that you experience, that's genuinely creepy as fuck.
Terrifying.
Genuinely, that's like one of the
Twilight.
The Twilight. Actually, the way it's set up, even
and Zant.
Zant. I was gonna say Zant is creepy. You remember Ganondorf's death? That's the creepiest death. That's the creepiest. He literally, and then it's just, dude. Oh my god. That's literally one of the cool. He literally throws his head back, and his eyes are like
also,
white.
What princess have we ever had that's like Midna?
Dude, ever. Never. Also, even just the vibe of getting turned into a wolf is genuinely creepy. The way it's set up.
Is disturbing.
The scene is disturbing, and then you're like in a prison with people you can't see, and it's unnerving. And like,
it's so crazy you say that because Mini Topic.
Oh yeah.
I remember playing the demo of
Twilight Princess
at Walmart, like one of those kiosks, right?
Yeah.
With the gross controller,
ripped off thumbstick.
Literally, bro. Yeah. It was literally that exact part where you're a wolf and Midna joins you
in the prison.
Yeah, and I remember playing it as a kid.
With the chain on.
Guess what? I didn't like it.
Yeah,
no,
been creepy.
Because in the same demo wheel was the first dungeon of Wind Waker. And I loved it.
There you go. Well, one's just so much more. Not that one is more mature, but just has much more adult style of.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't have either of those incredible, games without Ocarina.
The sacred timeline.
Joshy,
do you mind if we take a break real quick? And then I got a little something to wrap up the main topic.
Perfect.
What was your first time?
Not like the first time, but the first time I really experienced it. Like experienced like the feeling of it, I guess.
Yeah, I hear you.
If that makes sense.
Ocarina of Time. All right, Joshy.
Talk to me.
Let's wrap this.
Let's wrap it up, man.
My man, I've got something here.
Something here.
I had pulled up.
Ooh, let me hear.
Yeah.
Let me hear.
Just a couple little factoids.
Excuse me, everyone.
I was like trying to look up like interesting facts of Ocarina of Time. But I thought I'd pull up some. This is something I gathered on Reddit.
Okay.
All right. Just in case you didn't know, and if you did, then maybe someone who's listening didn't know. So the first is if you kill a bunch of the skeletons that are like at night.
Yeah, the skeletons that show up. Yeah.
What are they called?
I don't remember.
They're not redeads.
Kilos.
They're like.
Yeah.
With a big claw, right?
Yeah.
Well.
I don't remember.
Did you know? Usually I run from them, but if you attack a bunch.
Yes.
A giant one will eventually appear.
Yes, I've seen it. I saw it. I used to just attack them. Like every time I saw him, and they keep showing up, and so I saw the massive one.
One day,
it's terrifying.
I think that's the only time you see it, right?
Yeah, it's not in anything else. I don't.
Does it give you anything when you beat it? Maybe a big like, rupee or something?
It's like rupees and it's like whatever they give you, which is like I don't think it gives you anything good.
Nothing or hearts or like
or
a
hearts.
rupee.
I think it's hearts if you need
single
them,
rupee.
or a rupee. So yeah, it was like something like hearts and a rupee.
Well, did you also know that if you play Zelda's Lullaby in front of a gossip stone, a fairy will come out?
A gossip stone, like the ones with the eyes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like with the Sheikah.
I don't know if I knew that, or maybe I knew that deep down. I had no idea. That's cool.
Yeah. Little,
good way to get a fairy, have an empty bottle ready.
I know. I always try to keep those on hand, you know,
of course.
especially in the Master Quest version of the game.
Gonna need it.
Also, you know how in this game they had a fun little thing of you could slash up the wooden sign.
Yeah,
You
it
ever
was
do
always
that?
fun. Yeah, of course.
Dude.
And the different ways you cut it would make it different. So if you
and that's
like
in
jump
the original.
towards it, it would chop it in half. If you
Absolutely.
slashed, it would cut it this way. I think if you did the second slash, it would chop it that way.
That's right. Yeah. One of the first games like that ever.
I don't remember ever seeing
with swords.
Yeah.
Stuff. Yeah.
So cool, man.
Bro. Well, did you know that if you played Zelda's Lullaby in front of a sign, it'll pick up the pieces and reform itself?
No. That's sick.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, try it out sometime.
Maybe I will.
I had a buddy who showed me both of these things. So
Really?
I did know about like the Zelda's Lullaby and like maybe even another song in the game. Zelda's Lullaby is a lot of like hidden stuff though. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of hidden lore in these games.
Yeah.
And I think they kind of changed the Sheikah stones in the 3DS version.
Yeah. Did they?
Yeah, because they took them out, right? And didn't they replace them with like the big hint one?
Oh,
or is that big hint one just in the Temple of Time?
The hint one is also...
They crawl into?
Yeah, that's also in the Temple of Time, but I think that's the only one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember seeing any others.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you wanted to add to the topic of Ocarina of Time today?
I thought maybe we could give it a rating. Flash score.
That sounds wonderful to me.
Let's do it.
So, let's give it
What's your
a tandem flash score.
Yes. What's your
of a definitive perfect out of 5.
Perfect out of 5.
Perfect out of 5.
Absolutely.
It deserves
5
it,
out of 5. Perfect out of 5.
For so many reasons. And we've only merely scratched the surface. Was the first video game I ever cared about the costume of the character and customize that, right?
True.
Like wearing the red tunic to match the mirror shield.
Yeah, man.
I
used to love that red
first video game that I think I ever went down a side quest of any kind, right? And understood a side quest like the big Goron sword.
Versus you know the main story.
Did you ever do that?
I don't know if I did.
It's the longest side quest.
Yeah, I don't know if I did.
Ocarina.
I don't know if I did.
It has like 7 parts or something like that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
No way. I remember doing the obviously like the Goron stuff in Majora.
Yes. So this is
because they have a giant Goron there too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but he makes
Doesn't he make
not the giant in the giant's
No. But I'm thinking of the other guy, the guy and the short guy.
Yeah.
They make the big sword.
The way we're talking.
Yeah.
The guy. No.
I'm sorry. We don't know their names.
No, I know exactly.
But you know how there's the big guy.
And the small guy is the guy with like the blacksmith.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. He makes you like that gold dust sword, which is
that's in the winter spot, I think.
It is.
Yeah,
because the meme is that the Gorons are hoed.
Yeah.
In Majora.
Yeah, they are.
They're in the winter.
They're in the winter.
Are you serious? And the giant one that blows. And
Yeah,
Majora's Mask is a whole other game. But
you're saying though.
The big Goron sword.
Yeah.
You get from. I mean, the first thing you do, I think, is you go to the forest and you find a guy.
Who's
the skeleton
in the
kid was supposed to.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's the first start to it, and that's the start to the
sleep. You have to wake him up. With the cuckoo.
That's right.
Which you get from the Kakariko village, the chick who has all the hens, and you need to put them in the yard.
Yeah, I think we were thinking of you remember the fox mask thing that you got to do with Skull Kid?
Yes.
Yeah, you remember that? I think you were thinking of that one, too.
Am I?
No, you were thinking of the one when you said there was a guy where Skull Kid was.
Oh.
Because that's the start to that side quest.
Well, you have to wake this guy up with the blue cuckoo.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Where is he?
He's in Lon Lon Ranch.
Lon Lon Ranch.
Right? And doesn't he give you the blue cuckoo where he's like asleep or something?
Yeah.
Or no, that's man, it gets so deep. You end up getting out of all of that, right? Like you end up even running up to the top of Death Mountain,
right?
And there's the big Goron, right?
Yeah,
and then, like he's got shit in his eyes, so if you get something to purify it, so you go down to Lake Hylia, and there's the chick with the demented,
that's right,
whatever, and it expires, so you have to run from Lake Hylia all the way to the top of Death Mountain. That's right,
kind of like those the Deku water. In Wind Waker?
In Wind Waker. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Had that timer. Yeah.
Vibe. Yeah. So good. I love
I
love when it's
that.
well designed.
I think I did that. Or did something. You? And maybe the water expired and I remember
and you just never went back.
I don't think I ever went back. Wow.
Damn it, Josh. That is
shitty.
That is the best way to fight Ganondorf. Because you have a better, bigger sword. The big Goron sword is the best sword in the game. It does double damage compared to the Master Sword. And that means it does quadruple damage when you do a jump attack.
Yep.
Yeah. And imagine the slash, how big it is. Mm-hmm. The only downfall is, and for me, I like the look of it, but it's a two-hander.
Right.
So your shield is on your back.
Your shield is on your back.
Yep. But I kind of like walking around.
Yeah, that's what's tough.
It's like Ike, bro.
I agree.
Screw the shield.
Screw the shield. All you need is his guts. It's literally
guts, bro. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Joshy, let's end our main topic today with our class trial.
That's right, buddy.
Are you down? Are you ready?
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, 100%, baby. So I got some questions. I'm going to do a little trivia.
Okay.
With you. We're doing it together. Okay?
Together.
So,
sweet.
Which song does Zelda teach you? We have...
Oh, it's multiple choice?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I found a really... It literally is titled, I think, Hardest Zelda Ocarina of Time quiz.
That's what this is?
That's what this is.
All right, let's see.
Are you ready for the hardest quiz ever?
Let's see it. The toughest I've ever been in.
Okay. Which song does Zelda teach you? We have Song of Time, Zelda's Lullaby, and Song of Storms.
It's definitely not Song of Storms. Isn't it Zelda's Lullaby? We're tripping. Are we not doing this together?
Is it Zelda's Lullaby, Joshua?
Song of Time? Really? I thought the Song of Time you learned from,
Who teaches you?
Wait, are we doing this together?
We are.
Okay.
Who teaches you Zelda's Lullaby?
Sheik? No. What's her face? It's Impa, isn't it?
Impa.
Yeah, it's Impa.
Right.
So then it's Song of Time?
It's the Song of Time. Do you remember the scene that happens when you learn it? Right?
Yeah.
So cool.
So sick.
You dive down, and
I even love
like a mind flashback connection.
Yeah, absolutely. Joshua? I love it.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna say also I love that scene of Ganondorf on the horse running and Zelda throws the ocarina in the lake.
Oh yeah.
Or the moat or whatever it was.
Yeah, dude. And even approaching the castle in that scene, the whole sky gets like
dark. Yeah.
Which night and day have been a prevalent theme at this point. Remember how fast it goes from night to day?
Yeah, it literally was fast. Quick.
You have to haul ass the second you get out of the
that
forest.
Bridge starts.
Yeah, dude.
I'm like,
have you ever ran up the bridge?
Like while it was leaving?
Like the drawbridge is coming up and there's the chains and you stand on the chain and ride it up.
No, I never did.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, Easter eggs, my guy.
Really?
You could ride the chain all the way to the top and then the drawbridge is all the way up and it's nighttime.
Right.
You can stay up there and night will eventually pass. It still passes time because you're not in the town yet.
Right.
When you drop down,
that's when it would go to the town.
Yeah.
The first.
So if you then walk along the top of the wood of the bridge, you get rupees.
No way.
Invisible rupees.
That's so cool, dude.
Yeah.
What a cool Easter egg. I didn't know about
cool?
That.
You know about the other ones too, right? Like
which ones?
Slingshotting the window and shit?
Maybe.
Maybe
okay. Not. Maybe not.
Well, man, maybe fuck the class trial. There's a Easter
I've got my own.
That's right, baby. There's the same Easter egg, but they're designed differently because it's the 3DS version. But the original, I have the same. It's the same spot when you're in. Like, do you remember how you get to Zelda for the first time?
Yeah, from the outside, spot that you cross through. The Royal Yard, isn't it?
Yeah, Royal Yard, Royal Gardens.
Gardens might have been
something like that.
Yeah,
but yeah, you're avoiding the guards.
Royal Courtyard.
That's exactly.
Yeah, that's what it is. Come on,
hey, we're on it.
It'll take us a second, but we're on it.
We are, bro. That's so you go through there and you're like fighting. It's almost like a maze, almost like kind of like a mini section. There's even one where it's like, stealth. Yeah, exactly. Right? You're like Metal Gear Soliding, literally, right? Solid Snake. And there's all the rupees that are like tempting you. Right? Yeah. That's so tough. I want to do it, bro.
I think I didn't go for all the rubies because I just didn't want to get in trouble.
I think I've definitely done both, and I've definitely got caught way more times than I wanted, but you know how it goes. Absolutely. But you get all the way to the end, and right before you talk to Zelda, when you're in the courtyard, it's a circular courtyard, and there's 2 windows. Have you ever fucked with the windows?
No, but that's you're talking about like you can shoot.
As a kid.
Right. The windows where you see Ganondorf talk to the king?
Yes, but that only happens in the cutscene.
Right.
When you're not in the cutscene. Right before you... Zelda is facing the window right across from the garden when you walk in, right?
That's right.
So when you look to the right and the left, there's 2 windows.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes. When you look... Have you ever, like, looked at it and fucked with them? Okay, really? You don't know what I'm talking about. Perfect.
Well, I might know what's in the window.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's some people out there who might know. So there is something in one side, I think it's the left side, in both versions of the game.
Right.
What's in there is different though.
Right.
In the 3DS version, I think there's a pipe.
Yes.
There's pictures of like modernized kind of like Mario elements.
It's Mario like paintings and
stuff.
Yeah.
In the original, it's literally like there's a small picture of Yoshi and there's a picture of Mario from Mario 64 with the wings and everything. It's like the iconic version.
That's right. Yeah.
Almost in the same vein of how the pictures looked in the
original paintings.
Yes,
dude. Okay, so I did know about that
little
bit. Yeah, because it's in the 3DS version. They show you like see that painting's still there. I'm pretty sure.
I think the painting is different.
Mario.
I think they changed it because they added a pipe.
Yeah.
And I think they even added a block.
Really?
And there's something else there too.
Something, but I did see that when I was younger. That's so funny.
What happens is you then slingshot it. So don't look it up yet. Because when you slingshot that window, in either version, a big fat rupee pops out. And it makes a little chime, right?
Yeah.
Lots of secrets in these older
titles have some great secrets.
However, if you go to the other window and you slingshot that window, you know what happens? A guard leans his head out and says, "Hey, you kid, knock that off," and throws a bomb at you.
What?
In the garden.
No way.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the game?
Yep.
Are you serious?
Both versions.
That's crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
I've never seen that before.
There is, in fact, a possibility to die in the garden.
No way.
The courtyard.
The courtyard.
In front of Zelda.
Jeez.
And that's the end of Link.
Oh
that's its own timeline, you know?
That is hilarious.
Yeah, check it out.
There's like Bowser, Peach, Mario.
It looks so stretched and shit.
Yeah. And then... so it's like the blocks.
Yes.
Yeah. That's such a cool little Easter egg, dude.
All right, Joshy. Let's continue the class trial.
Yeah, keep going.
My next question for you is how many great fairies are there on Death Mountain?
Oh, how many great fairies? What are the options?
1, 2, and 4.
I remember one directly because it was right before the entrance.
Yes.
You know the one?
Yep.
I know that one for sure. That's a good question. Do you know? You do know? I'll go with 2. Was that correct?
The correct answer is 2.
2? Let's
go. I remember the other one.
The other one
is on the inside. And you have to break a rock
And
that's
then,
like right in front of its entrance. Yeah. With the,
Oh
I
my
think it's
God.
with the Megaton hammer.
I think I remember that too.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I
So
said
they're
too.
literally not that far.
Yeah,
apart.
no, not
They're
at
right
all.
next to each
You're
other.
so right. Oh my God.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
I didn't even think about that, I think, until this question.
Well, that's so funny. Wow.
All right, Joshi.
Yeah.
The next question is, who is the seventh sage?
The seventh sage?
The seventh sage.
Should I go through them? Rauru?
I definitely know it.
You know
so
it?
I'm going to give it to you.
There's-
We have
What are the answers?
4 here.
Okay.
You know what? No. I'm not. All the answers for the multiple choice here are stupid.
Really?
Yeah. None of them are actually even sages.
I can't hear it?
No. I can't.
Really? It would
I
spoil
have
who
to-
it is?
It would. 100%. Yeah.
Let's see.
You got this. You got this.
So Raru's
So we got Rauru, right?
Saria is
Yep.
the second.
Yep.
Impa is the third,
Yep.
right? And then there's
No. It was
Daruk- not Daruk.
Shadow.
Yeah, so you're right. It's
Yeah, but basically it's
what's Daruk's the
Is it Darumia?
Darumia.
Darumia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Darumia, Princess Rito.
Mhm.
Yeah. Did I say Saria already?
You did.
Did I say that?
But you also said Impa, and that was the next
Oh yes,
one.
Impa's the next one. Then it's let's see. Oh, I know this.
Yeah.
It's
You said it. It's Naboo.
yeah, Naboo.
Yeah.
And then Zelda.
Zelda.
Yeah.
Nailed it, baby.
Yeah,
Do you know what the multiple choice was?
Let's hear it.
Saya. I don't know if they misspelled Saria.
Saya?
Probably. But Saya, Link, and Darknut.
It's so stupid.
Darknut?
Yeah, it's Zelda.
No.
You're so right. I literally was just trying to.
Ooh, which one of the following items, we'll make this last one, Joshi, can be used as both a child and adult Link?
Great question.
This is a great question.
Yeah.
Boomerang, fairy bow, hookshot, bomb chew.
That's a great question. Okay, I'm gonna eliminate some.
Okay.
Okay, what was the first one again?
The first one is boomerang.
If I'm not mistaken, from what I can remember, you can
Yeah.
use that as an adult.
I'm gonna say right now you cannot.
You can?
Boomerang.
Wait, what was
is
the question
last item you get as a child.
Right.
Canonically.
From Jabu's
yes.
house, right?
Yes.
You can't use it as an adult?
No.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wait, what was the question?
They gray out that mother liquor.
Did we?
What item can be used?
Can use as both.
As both an adult and as a child.
Damn. Okay. You know this? You know the answer?
I do.
Dang. Okay.
And I'll say this: it's tricky, and it's not what you think. Probably.
Is it a bomb chew?
It is the bomb chew.
I knew it.
Yes.
It was literally the one detail I needed because I was like,
be real,
I'm pretty sure
Wind
you
Waker
can.
has spoiled us.
Yeah.
Because before Wind Waker,
Uh-huh.
the hookshot and the bow were adult only.
Yeah, that's right.
Isn't that crazy?
No, it's crazy because you're so right. The Wind Waker, I'm thinking about like throwing.
Well,
the
I
bow
guess
and having
also Majora's Mask, because it is Kid Link. And
yeah, I guess you're right.
you get the hook shot, and
You
like
do get the hook shot.
You don't get the fairy bow. You
don't
get
have a
like that
bow.
gold bow. No, you get a bow. In Majora.
In Majora?
Uh huh.
Well, I do like the whole setup of Majora because it feels like it's Kid Link maturing a little bit.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have he doesn't do the duck thing with his sword, his shield, the way you do as a kid.
No.
If you
he
have like
doesn't.
that blue shield, the Hylian shield.
Right. Right.
Which I thought was such a cool detail because it just feels like he's getting a little older.
I
You know what
agree.
mean?
Honestly, it just kind of feels like it really is the Link that went to the future,
Yeah.
was an adult.
Yes.
Actually is way older
The one who
now
grew up.
as a
Yeah.
soul.
Yeah.
Because who knows how many
He had
times
to
he went back
grow
and
up
forth
quick. Yeah.
canonically, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, he's an older soul.
Yeah.
He learned things.
Yes.
And he was forced to. So he would obviously be a Meliodas now.
Absolutely.
A stronger kid.
He's one of the reasons why the Hero of Time is like my favorite character in Zelda.
Completely agree.
Because he is not only like he had to grow up quicker than most kids, even after getting sent, he became the top of the Royal Guards.
Yes.
He became like the captain basically.
Yes.
You see like the gear he wore as an older adult in as the what's his name? the shadow, Hero Shade in Twilight Princess. You know what I'm talking about? You know the outfit he has?
No.
The Hero Shade, the guy with the one eye, the skull, the skull guy.
The guy who teaches you.
Yeah. So he's the hero of time.
Right.
Grown up.
Right. We talked about that in the
lore. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did, baby. All right, Justy, let's wrap
it up. Wait.
And head into our epilogue. All right, which is going to now. Let's give a big shout out. To who makes this podcast possible.
That's right.
To be honest here, Joshy, I want to shout out all of our gold tier sponsors right now.
Yes.
If that's okay with you, my man.
Are you kidding me? Is that okay with me?
Is that okay? We've got Mama Annie.
That's right. Get her started.
Mama
we were
Annie,
just shouting her out
earlier
in the episode.
I know, man. Yeah.
And she was a part of some of the stories.
With Daddy Mike.
That's right, Big Daddy Mike.
Yeah. So
that's right.
Big shout out to
huge
people
shout outs.
who actually made Josh and I possible.
Literally made us possible. Yeah. That's right. My father gave birth to me.
Followed by Donald Duck.
That's right.
Yes, which is a part of Josh and I's childhood.
He really is. Yeah. You ever go to Disneyland?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I love Disneyland.
I also
shout out Donald Duck.
Yeah. Goofy movie? Have you ever seen the Goofy movie?
Yes. An extremely goofy movie?
No. Wait, is that what it's called?
I think that's a sequel.
It is, right?
Yeah.
It's just called
the Goofy movie is the road trip one.
Yes,
right?
it is.
Yeah,
the camping one.
I love that movie because Goofy was my favorite as a kid.
Yeah.
But it made me sad because I thought Max was really mean to him.
Yeah.
At a lot of points. And I remember being like, man.
I want to watch it again. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it
I remember being
since I was a kid.
When I was a kid too.
Really?
Yeah, at some parts. Isn't there like one part where it's like it's all trippy and shit?
Possibly.
I think there is. He's having a dream or something.
Oh yeah.
Like I remember it freaking me.
Yeah, Max was.
Max. Yeah.
Good old Max.
For being so mean.
That's right. But
Donald.
Donald is a great friend of Goofy.
Yes,
so
he is.
I hope they're doing okay.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Hope they're doing okay.
They're doing good.
Yeah,
they're great friends.
We got Queen Candy.
Queen Candy. Who's working a shift right now.
She is, yeah. And she's bringing home some dinner. I'm so hungry.
Yeah.
I'm starving. Are you hungry?
I can eat, I guess.
See what the vibe is when we're done.
See what the
boys are all, are they still in the room?
Yeah, they're still kicking it. Demon Souls.
Yes.
Yes, sir. They're in that beach.
I haven't played Elden Ring in a minute.
Oh, yeah. You gotta get down with it.
I can't, dude.
You have to.
Now I'm playing Ocarina.
True.
With Sweet Adrel.
Sweet Adrel, yes, sir.
He's working. He's probably home soonish, yeah?
Probably soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been gone all day.
Does he do volleyball on Tuesdays?
I don't remember.
Well,
with you.
Our beautiful roommate, do you want to give him a plug?
Absolutely. Yeah, so he's been streaming.
Also an entertainer.
Yes, he is. He's been streaming a lot recently. Catch him on Twitch at Sweet A. That's Sweet A-Y-E-E-E. 3 E's. Never forget the 3 E's. Extremely important.
That's right, baby.
But yeah, check him out. He's hilarious.
And speaking of another part of our Flash Force, is Johnny Bravo.
Johnny Bravo.
John Rao.
Is he gonna be able to come over tonight?
You know what? I'll text him right now.
See what he's got to do.
It's 8 o'clock. Do you know who's next on the list?
After Johnny? Yeah, it's Linnea Lovelady.
That is absolutely right, man.
The superhero herself. One of the greatest superhero titles I've heard. And I've heard a lot. But Linnea Lovelady is probably one of the best ones.
I would say so too. Yeah.
If not the best.
The eighth sage, some might say.
Yeah, that's what people call her.
Mikey Sandoval of the Sandoval 7 is also in the house along with Caden, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Give him a big shout
out. Shout out to the Sandovals.
That's right, man.
That's right.
And you really just a lot of the backbone of where Josh and I have come since the beginning. To be honest.
Absolutely.
And it's crazy like how long this list extends for people who've really been there since the start.
Absolutely.
Because Azarel Huncho is our last guy on this list.
Big
Azzy. He's really been around since the start.
He really has.
So,
he absolutely has. He's also always texting us such beautiful words of encouragement and just like reaching out and telling us great things about what he's going through. His whole experience. He also does YouTube, so check him out on YouTube. It's at AzzyXHuncho. That's AZZYXHUNCHO. So go check him out. He's hilarious.
Go check him out, my friends.
And he's got some he's got food for the soul on that YouTube channel. I'll tell you that much.
Yes.
He's got some good stuff.
Especially, we also have a special shout out to our Flash Force.
We do. We got the Force.
Baywatch Brad, Demon Hunter, Caleb.
Yeah.
A huge part of behind the scenes additional co-host and music for our podcast. Check out Baywatch Brad's Shadow Buddy Music. This is his handle. You can pretty much find him anywhere, but he does all the music for our podcast.
That's right.
And Demon Hunter Caleb, huge part of my life and a huge part of kind of the conception of this show. And going to be returning in the future.
Yeah,
Joshy, let's
shout out everyone who listens
the rest here. Absolutely,
I love it so
man.
much.
I just want to kind of in our closing section here. Who are we? What are we all about? This is the Flash Bros podcast. We are almost at our year mark here. This is essentially a weekly show, which is essentially two best friends having casual discussions centered around our collective interests.
That's right.
Blending retro, modern topics framed around pretty much whatever we're feeling, whatever we want.
Anything we want to explore.
And our diverse and individual passions.
Yes.
Set on spreading positivity throughout your day and each other into each and every week.
Completely agree, Sam. So well said, too.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
By the captain of this ship.
Hey, bro. I gotta keep us together, man. But closing comments.
Yes.
This episode, along with all of our episodes, are going to be dropping every Saturday. So this episode is going to be dropping. What's this upcoming Saturday? It's like it's the 15th or 15th. It's
the 18th.
Thursday, so it's going to be the 17th. I would say 17th.
Yeah, you're right. The 17th.
17th, baby. And we are going to be again, like we're a couple weeks away now from the end of season 3.
That's right. Season 4 is coming up so fast.
That's right. Dude. And if you're also wondering what we mean by gold tier sponsor, it's basically our membership platform where you can get our premium access basically to shout outs every episode, a plethora of benefits, and our premium feed of premium series, right?
It's all the stuff that
each week.
Yeah.
If you want more Joshy,
you need more Joshy.
That's right.
You need more Sammy.
That's right.
You need more of the Flash Bros.
That's right, baby.
Maybe even just you want to get a little deeper with us, right? Yeah. You want to hear what we wouldn't say publicly.
Yes.
Not like the right word, but you know what I mean.
Yes. Yeah.
Kind of.
Just a more filtered version. It's a more intimate.
More intimacy.
And look into Joshy and I, our friendship and our lives. But
that's right.
That is only accessible via our gold tier sponsorship, which is on our Patreon
that's
page.
Right. The Patreon.
Check that out, you guys. Patreon.com/FlashBrosPodcast. And we want to involve everyone, even if they don't want to put forth a membership or anything like that. Guys, we want to grow this podcast as a family. So check out our Spotify. We also have these always uploaded on like YouTube.
Yep.
And
I love watching them on YouTube. Yeah. It's so fun.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
I like it too.
Set it on your TV.
Easy.
You know, you got the Flash Bros picture beautifully done by me and you. And
that's right,
you're set.
Yeah,
really.
You're just set, bro. Yeah, and with the chapter markers even, it makes it even easier to follow. I'm actually even simplifying that because I had kind of a growing list of markers, and now I'm just like really segmenting it into simple, digestible portions. So it's not like too much, right?
I like it, man.
So
I'm with it, man.
Joshy, people can also reach out for what we call party chat, where your input, my friends, is read on the show each and every week. Anywhere there's a comment section on our Patreon, on YouTube. But now, as we mentioned earlier, on Spotify, each episode has its own comment section. And they all have to be filtered by myself and Joshy to really even be published. So I think that is probably going to be the best way going forward, besides being connected through our Patreon page itself, which is where we run the entire podcast. So, Joshy, that is pretty much the entirety of the Flash Bros podcast.
That's
today.
it, baby.
Are you down? Let's close with a proverb
spotlight, baby,
today, my friends.
Get it.
You know what I was thinking? Give me a name of a character from Ocarina that you want a quote for.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
If you don't have one,
what is your idea?
I was gonna say Raru. because he's only a character that's only really in
Dude,
Ocarina.
I was gonna say that too.
Really?
I literally was gonna say either Rauru or Impa. I would be curious.
Okay,
on what
Impa also goes so hard in Ocarina of Time.
Yes. But Rauru, let's run Rauru. That's our boy.
Yeah, let's run Rauru. All right. So what I got here is, I have a Sheik quote.
Sheik.
Actually, let's do that.
Yeah.
Sheik.
Sure.
Sheik is also.
Sheik was also one I was thinking.
Hard as hell, and only from Ocarina. Sometimes forget about Sheik because of how much I don't like Sheik in Smash. Yeah,
no, Sheik
but Sheik is so cool. Mm-hmm. So cool of this concept of like truly that is when you see the Triforce of Wisdom coming out in Zelda in such a unique way.
And also Zelda playing a much bigger role in than she has in most games so far.
Yes.
Like actually being kind of a guide of sorts. And
when she's supposed to be the damsel in distress, right?
Like
it's
that
so
twist, dude.
Dope.
Seeing it in the Temple of Time, it's just like, oh my gosh, the transformation.
If anything,
genuinely so cool.
Don't you even remember too when you first become adult Link? That's the first appearance of Sheik, right? You come off the pedestal, and she's there in the shadow, and she won't let you transform back until you beat the forest temple.
Right. But the craziest part is that it goes by he, right? The whole game, and so you have no idea.
No idea.
Really, I mean, you probably know because of Smash Bros, right? Because
I definitely.
Did you not know?
I definitely didn't know until I didn't beat Ocarina yet, though. I just got that far. Mm-hmm. Then I played Melee after it came out on the GameCube, and then I knew.
So
that crazy?
Fired,
it was spoiled.
That's crazy.
Because you could downbeat.
That's crazy.
Spoilers, guys. Yeah,
Spoilers, guys. Be careful. Zelda is Sheik. Sorry.
So, Sheik's quote today, Josh, is: "Time passes, people move, like a river's flow. It never ends."
Dang, that's nice.
Hard.
I like that.
Hard as
Weren't we just referring to life as a river earlier today? Right when we started the podcast?
Did we?
We said
I think we did.
With life.
Do you remember her weapon? I'm sorry, her instrument?
The harp?
The harp.
Yeah. Isn't that how she teaches you songs?
Dude, it's so
that thing, dude.
good. I know, bro. And you can hear the individual strings.
Yes.
It's so good. She teaches you a song on it, but she doesn't teach you...
She just teaches you one?
Doesn't she teach you immediately how to teleport back? She teaches you the Prelude of Light.
The wings?
Prelude of Light.
I think I'm thinking Majora.
Yes, you are. Yeah. And that is a terrible song.
Yeah.
That's and then you transform. Or
teleport. That's right. Oh yeah, so yeah.
Actually that is such a negative on
Majora.
Wow, on Majora.
Really?
Is how honestly terrible and uninspired the music is.
The songs were.
Yes, in comparison to Ocarina's
and bangers.
By the way,
Song of Songs.
It has great music.
Yeah, it does.
It has fantastic music. Albeit it's a lot of like creepy and somber tone.
Skull Kid.
But dude, it nailed him. Skull Kid.
Absolutely.
Yes, bro. The Song of Healing is an amazing song.
Yeah.
The problem is that Song of Healing is quite literally the only playable by the character song that is anything quality. The rest of them are bad. They just end.
They just are bad. Yeah.
They're just bad.
Mm-hmm.
They're just uninspired. They're boring.
They're boring.
That is the only un-Zelda-like thing for me in Majora's Mask.
Yeah, that's so
as far as a standard. You actually just pulled that out of my ass.
Dude, no, I love that.
Joshy, let's wrap it right there.
Wrap it up right.
Down.
Let's wrap it up right.
Let's wrap it up, baby. And because we just did our multi-tap,
yes,
our plug at the end of the show,
yes,
we pretty much have nothing else to say.
That's right.
Let's wrap right there. Last song, bro.
Let's say how much we love everyone.
Yeah, I love you.
I love
all of you
more.
so much.
And I love everyone.
You know how much I love you, Joshy? We are gonna still hang out after this.
That's right.
Probably get some food and kick it with Gabe and Jason.
That's right.
So I'm out of here.
That's right. Spread love.
And enjoy your weekend, my friend.
Peace. Stay safe, everyone.